get a cell phone call right there.
That's good. Hello, Spike Shoe.
Let's pick you. He hasn't said anything. Hello, Sir Edward. I don't even know if he's here or not, but he's always
lurking.
first.
You appear to be waiting for something.
We're here right when it starts, but not everybody is.
Yeah.
So I always want to give it a couple minutes before I start doing anything important. That I want to be there for everything. I'm not starting it and being like, okay, everybody, hi, when nobody's there. So
I'm here.
oh, Blair.
I'm not nobody. It's hello, Blair.
Or the entertainment. You're like the
I'm the clown.
You're like
in background.
like if there was a show with two guys in it, you'd be the dog that they had.
And I'd be the main attraction because those two guys are just there. Like if there's a dog in a show, he's the focus of attention.
To a degree,
There's
yeah.
ghosts in there.
Water in the pan.
Yeah.
Settling.
Where?
Hello, Dub.
Yes, hello.
It's Friday.
It is the day that fries. Is it not?
Kind of actually curious as to what the background is on the days of the week. Why are they called days of the week? Like Sunday's obvious because it's the day of ice cream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Saturdays is when you sit because you sat on things. You just sit.
But it's in past tense.
You sat. You continue to sit. It's about sitting.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's rest, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, Friday kind of makes sense because it's always about fish fries. If you think like.
No, I'm thinking that it's called Fish Friday or Fish Fry Friday because it's called Friday, and it worked.
No, it was the fish fries first, and then they just like, let's just call this Friday because we fry things.
What are we animating? Oh, we are working on it's Applejacks or Appleax. Apple Oops.
Monday's called Monday because you go in on the work on Monday and you go, oh, man, what a day.
No, I don't. I'm
it's
gonna
all, everyone's
call
Jamaican.
crap on now on.
No,
Everybody's Jamaican.
Yeah.
That's where the names of the days
Like,
came
man,
from
what a
Jamaica.
day.
So we've been working on kind of just a stupid video that, for how long it is, isn't going to take all that long. Especially for how much talking there is, because there's not much. There's a lot of talking, not much words. So here I can show you what I got.
Nolan, if you hang around a prevalent Catholic church, you're bound to see like fish fry events.
There's so many fish fries up north. Yeah, it's a thing we do. We like, and down south they deep fry other stuff. We just do fish. But yes. So yeah, this is what I have so far. Though, some of the blue ones aren't done yet.
Darling. Apples, apples. Darling. Apples, apples. Darling. Books. Apples, darling. Books. Party! Awesome!
Cool!
Books. Awesome! Darling, awesome!
Oh, I haven't figured the audio for that one yet. So the idea is that they're all gonna be like having random conversations, and then when it zooms in a Fluttershy, she's just gonna swear.
Yep.
This is gonna be a beep swear word. So it's the idea of the initial joke of they all just say one word, and then at the end they're all you assume Fluttershy is gonna say yay. Doesn't.
Yes, of course.
Of course approved. Thank you. And thank you, Nolan, for the resub. Michael's screaming at my face. I see you there.
Yes, I'm screaming at him because
Or he's trying to consume my face.
His nose is boobable, but I'm confused because Stallion.
Anyway, so this is oh, it's got the audio glitch. I gotta do it the other way. So this is what we're working on. Applejack, Rarity, and Twilight have all their lip syncing done. I did all the work for the other ones, but then my hard drive crashed and I lost a day's work. At least it was only a day's work. I was able to recover it from my backup. So, but still, I lost a day's work. So I haven't touched that stuff yet because when you do something and then you have to redo it, it gets a little frustrated. And yeah, so you tend to not poke at it. So, anyway, thank you for the follow, Dave. Very Davey of you.
This is very David.
Also, welcome, Box Comet, Brap. Hello. Welcome. The rainbow coffee now. Ooh,
it does.
It is a rainbow coffee. So yeah, this is 12 month, right? Yeah.
That's a coffee filled with friendship. Friendship and LSD.
So when you hit enough friendship, all liquid becomes rainbow.
Yes.
Darling.
True.
Darling.
Can't escape it. Like you're like, I just want water. Please, water. And then like, nope, more rainbow.
Is this one Markello?
Darling. Darling.
Pink.
Darling.
I think I know why. I don't feel her eyes have enough. Oomph.
Darling.
Oh, night.
Hello, night. Hello, kite. Hello, ice. Hello, Fox. Hello. I think I caught everybody then. The coffee of friendship. All coffee. Looks like she needs a coffee.
What about K-Cup coffee? Is that
If
the
there's-
coffee of friendship?
If there's no, actually, no, it's not. It's a single serve coffee.
Yes.
It is literally made for one person.
You could share it.
And you could, but then it's not much of a coffee. No, K-Cup's not bad if it's the only thing you have.
What if it's Folger's K-Cup coffee?
Okay, no, I'd rather just poop in a cup.
That's what friendship looks like, is poop in a cup. Friendship is poop in a cup.
Okay, with the previous context, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Without context.
Darling. Darling.
I want to have her eyes, I think, pull up a little bit right here.
Darling.
Then slowly fade.
Yes.
Darling. Darling.
Oh, Jinx cake.
Darling. Darling. Darling.
I think
Jinxie.
Jinxie cake didn't catch the context of the
I'm
conversation.
sorry, what? Yeah, I just talked about that.
Yes.
We're just saying, without the previous context. It's talking about really, really bad coffee that's so bad that you'd prefer a poop in a cup.
It's still friendship.
I'm gonna defeat you with the power of friendship and this. Oh, I got it.
Hello,
Jacket
Sir
coffee I
Edward.
drank this morning.
He's first. He was the first one here.
Yes, hello, Edward. I actually said hi to you right at the beginning because I didn't see you say anything yet, but I knew you were there.
Darling. Darling.
Think her eye closed. I'm gonna drift that a little bit. That maybe?
I adore being a bud.
Darling.
Apparently I said that at some point. Accurate.
Darling. Darling. Darling.
I gotta take wide with it too. Oh no, I can't because that actually goes wide there. Okay, we'll just run that call. Good.
Thank you for the derbies.
Thank you, Edward.
Yes.
I adore being a butt. He
Hello.
does.
Yes.
I think it was a bona fide version of the video. Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was just not gonna say anything.
What's the video?
No.
Oh, that video.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about that video.
Darling.
Derbies, yes.
I'm not eyebrows. I do at the very end, so I'm not gonna do anything of that yet. But oh, you get She needs to kind of shift her eyes at least once. To imply that she's kind of going back and forth between her two eyes.
Go book.
What's that video? Nope. We're not putting it in chat.
Darling.
Yeah, let's not talk about that video.
Darling. Darling.
That video needs to die.
Darling.
The
Darling.
lighting flicker
Darling.
thing, which won't be in post, it's just part of the thing now. I was
Darling.
I couldn't see whether or not her eye was moving or if it was twitching too much because of it, so I had to shut the light off. Oh, that weird lighting thing. It's not gonna be in post. As soon as you let it go, you can see it just smooths it all out. Just because it's trying to work with very small margins, I have it set up that way because it looks better, but it's really annoying to work with. I think I can call that one good, so you don't have to hear "darling" anymore.
But it's like her best line. I liked it when it said darling.
Darling.
I wish a horse would call me darling. Oh. There's a face.
No.
That looks like the smile of somebody who really wants to leave the room. Yeah, great. I'm gonna go over here now. It's exactly that.
I'm gonna disappear.
No, she's too busy to be bothered with those two legs.
Come along, darlings.
Yes. Didn't need those legs anyways. Two's enough. Become by that. Yes.
Like, wait, God damn it. No, she's gonna go this way instead. Ran out of space. Okay. Alright, so for this shot. And I think I finished off. No, I did not. That's why this one's not marked done. I don't have the background done. I need some buildings because there's a big open like blankness here in the middle of town.
Well, there's actually supposed to be nothing around the
Right by town hall?
there's like a big circle.
Nothing? You can't. You could literally go to the skyline.
Well, there should be something further back, sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
That house right up against town hall is wrong. Saying.
Why are you hating?
Hate you. I just love.
Are you
horses.
hating? Put that building
so
there.
much.
Okay, we'll grab.
Technically, that stream should be on
Okay.
the other side of town hall.
No, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, houses do fall sometimes. Means discords. Are
There we go.
yeah.
Is that better?
Yes.
She's got a nice view.
Yeah.
I mean, the angled floors, depending on who you're
Yeah.
talking with, maybe they prefer it, but
Keeps it interesting.
I don't know. Is there a 150?
I don't think we made it
We-
to 150 yet.
Well, no, we did, and then we lost them all, and
Oh yeah.
so yes.
That is spilt milk. Oh, it's the plow.
Oh, yeah, I felt like it was like a phone vibrating, but I'm like,
No, there's a little street plow. We had a lot of snow today. I think they're doing our driveway right now.
yes, they probably. Yep. There was they didn't get much the one day, so they came by and did the plowing by hand, which was interesting. I thought they would like no matter what use the machines, but
I mean, if you have it, why not use it? Pretty sure this the HOA owns that.
no,
No?
nope, it's an outside contractor. No, the HOA doesn't own anything. They would be way too expensive to maintain. Paying somebody would be cheap. Okay, I am gonna have to move some of the lighting back there because it's not quite getting to that building. You can see it's a little dark.
Oh, good. Giz has a.
How far is this one?
Yeah.
Conservation of mass my ass. Mass my ass.
Yes.
Check to see what we have for number.
The first quote is just pickles are.
Mm-hmm.
It is true. They are.
Bird Fox. Club quotes. We have 81. Reject humanity, become horse.
Yes. Very important. A world in which everyone has cute, adorable hooves. Good world to live in. Hands are overrated.
Okay. Grab your glass. Do that every time. Actually, if you were to do that from now on in the stream, I would be disturbed. Because that would be like people coming on and going, oh, that guy's taking it a little too far.
I am horse now.
There you go. Oh, I think I grabbed them together. That's fine.
Pickle.
For the actors. Cannot rely on them being there. Well, kind of. I could probably get away with that area. Because nope, you can see behind her neck. So yeah, I do gotta fill it. One, two, and balcony. Okay. All I gotta do is fill the side because when I get to, I think I have another shot like this. I can just copy paste the stuff in the background. And the funny thing is, I could rebuild the background every time and just keep giving it new scene builds of building positions, and it would probably take a while for anybody to actually notice that wasn't here to know it. But I'm not going to, because that would be...
I never underestimate it.
What game was that for?
Dead by Daylight.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Fair. I'm horrible at that game, especially against Mitch. Mitch is the worst.
No, I think John is kind of, but he also has his moments where he just suddenly Johns, and it's funny. So
that sounds like a Mike thing to say. I am also incompetent. Is also true.
Well, I love that quote. I don't even know if it's from anything. I just use it.
You underestimate my ability to fail. The most mundane of things. Look at this. I'm eating soup. Oh, spilled it on myself. Killed the cat in the process. Didn't mean to.
Some of your Kentucky stories are that way, where it starts as like one thing, and then suddenly it just goes left turn and just ends on like, yep, and then we killed 14 cats.
Well, there are a lot of dead cats in my dreams as the result of my life in Kentucky. Pretty sure I've told I told some of the stories. Some of them are just too boring. Some of them are just dead cats.
Some of them are just too dark.
Well, the horse thing was dark.
Yes. No. I think that should do it. Actually, I'm going to take this one and move it much further back to just make it look like a... and that's with everything lit, so it doesn't match in terms of lighting. Name Sexy Christmas Tree.
No.
Original quote was Valheim, courtesy of Mitch. Ah, okay. It was probably on the original quote list.
No,
There's a lot of dead cats in my dreams. There we go, yeah!
I was thinking of that time my dad dropped a dresser on my pet hamster. Snapped its poor little spine. That's sad.
There, now that looks pretty good, right?
It's a
Does
snow
that look
day.
good? Oh, nope, that does not. I can make another one.
No, nothing about my childhood looking back was normal.
It's just the angle for some hitting. Not worried about this building because it's like crap anyways. It's town hall.
Oh, cancer. Oh, derbies. Get that muffin.
Darling.
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 Okay.
Darling.
The other thing I'm going to have to add to the background, and I'm not doing right now, is life. Like giving the town a little bit more than just grass, trees, and buildings. Having some people that are walking, having a fence here and there, and a light post, those little extra things. I'm not too worried about that right now, but I will have to.
Sunset, that is dark. Good job.
Realize in the background here that this is a big old mound of dirt.
That was not an abomination spike, that was derpy.
You know what, I'm gonna leave that. This is Ponyville. They got a big mound of dirt in the back here.
Probably.
It's where they
It's their poop pile.
So yeah, after they have any terrorists, they hang them and then they bury them in the pit.
In the poop pile? What it is, it's the where they stack it all up. Just grass, it's fine. Ponies just eat grass. Yep. Nah. So that's where Closey Glow went. Yes. Where they buried the statue.
Applejack, is their bodies buried in the back?
Yes. Do you mean yes?
You lied to me.
Applejack?
You like apples?
She's scared.
And then
Too many questions.
uh,
One of my old favorite pictures of
where Applejack, where are they hidden? Where Applejack, where are they hidden?
He's like, come on. Where are the bodies?
Don't look over there. Just love that face.
He's a cute face. Reminds me of it's one of my favorite pictures of Applejack with her just trying to do photosynthesis, and she's got like a big flower, like a head thing. Got that face. And it's like, I will cook, son. Applejack's such a good pony.
So that's where closing.
She's in the pool. Tell you what happened to her parents. There wasn't enough food for the whole family, so parents had to go.
Okay, so Quizzy. Oh, no, not there.
She's like, please, Applejack, I love you.
I'm gonna go to the pit.
Please, no. Get in there. There we go. Perfect.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave her in here.
Just forever.
You can't. Oh, I actually wonder.
Just... It looks like flowers in the back. There you go. Trying to get out. All those tombstones. I like those. shallow grave situation.
One might be a bit big.
That's perfect. Just smush her down with it. Her parents aren't ever gonna find her.
Right, so I'm going. So I'm gonna keep that all the way to post. You can't really see it anyway. Even if I increase
perfect.
the quality, it's just gonna, yeah, it's gonna look like flowers or something. So there. Now we know Cozy's resting spot. I was like, I ain't in the sky there yet, but that's because sky there yet. Alright, this needs sky, and do I have a sky light? It. I need to do that. Especially when ponies die, is they're in tall caskets, or do they break their legs and lay them down? No, they ritualistically send them to the school cafeteria.
I always just imagined there was like the Ponyville glue factory.
We need glue.
They do. Where else are they gonna get glue if not from their loved one?
Question.
Yeah.
Rarity. Going. Okay.
I mean, I don't remember ever seeing a cemetery in My Little Pony anywhere. And I have to assume they're all glue now.
Or you know how they have like quills and sofas? It's these funeral and glue factory. Funeral home and glue factory. This is their
Slash
merged.
glue factory, yes.
Yeah.
It works.
So they've been in business for dozens of days.
Old days.
Family run. Anyway, that's something to make it look bright. Funny. But I also have to keep it from hitting that house right there. Oh. It's on there. Fine. Right. Up. I want to make sure it matches. That's a little darker blue. So we'll just turn that down a little bit. Anything. I just realized that technically background's already been kind of figured out, but I'll just leave it in there. That also means I can here paste here. Oh, sky's kind of done. I have to put a building right. I have to worry about it in this one right now. Some building got hidden away.
So how was everyone's day? Tell us about your week experiences.
Bright flashlight there. Reduce made pure. And it's the Arborverse, Arizona's texture. Cozy's grave. Oh. The factory's cannon, and they make colored glue for the Phillies. Oh yeah, like it's scented glue. This one is school glue scented.
Ooh.
I don't know if that'd be a good smell though. It's like they all smell like body odor.
They smell like horse.
This seems
But if everybody
brighter.
smells, does anybody smell? It's kind of like that, like, it's like if everybody's special, is anybody special, but with smells? I think we should do that as society. Just all
Darling.
stop taking baths. And then nobody will care.
Let's just back up civilization a couple hundred years. Like, why even have soap?
Yeah.
All those companies just sell it by scaring us with these germs.
Yeah.
Just get rid of them.
I think we should,
Apples, apples,
like, get rid of
apples,
anything clean. We would just be dirty monster people.
apples.
Fun. Except for toothpaste.
Darling.
I don't want my teeth to rot out of my head. Let's keep that. Just super clean teeth. Everything else. Just a big smelly mess. This is the future that I dream of.
Apples, apples.
I think I was going to use that, and I never actually exported it. Yeah, I should do that. Or did I? And I just didn't load it. I loaded a library, so I have to reset it. Crash. I started to go for a non-profit. I've been working. Nice. Posting a link. Sure.
Don't eliminate soap. No, that's what it's all about. We have to destroy all soap.
Do you use pre-made wax cycles, or do you manually do it every time? Oh no, that would be, oh, that would be painful. If I could, or if I was in a position where I would be doing, where I could record myself, like get a motion capture, that might be different. But because I don't, horses are really complicated to do wax cycles for. Normally, no matter what, so I'll always use a walk cycle that comes in. So I did here, but you'll notice, and I can't even verify until I actually check, but it almost always is. Yeah, these ones, you can see that they don't really stay in place here. Like this foot kind of slides. That's a little bit of an error on the person when they made it, or when they exported it, or how the rigs were working. There's lots of different factors, but in this case, the one that I like using, I think it's Takia Cinemas, has a slide to it. So I will go through and adjust a fix so that the foot does hit and lock and does not move. But because in these shots, you never really see her feet on the ground, putting in the time to do that would be a waste. The difference between one and the other is so minuscule that you would never notice the difference. So no worries. But otherwise, no, I do not manually do it every time. So, we gotta do Audacity.
Apples, apples.
Okay, that's her next one. I was gonna check. Did I already have that X?
Me too. You want to come with?
Oh, that is what it says here.
Apples, 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 apples.
apples. The original one, for those who weren't here, we just did like 5 or 6 of the same word, and then I just adjusted to make it work for testing. Now, going through and actually grabbing the more contextualized ones that I want. So, so this is Applejack.
Pears.
Loves pears. And it's great because now we can make her say it.
Mama,
Kendo Studios.
Pear.
Apples? Yes. Apples, apples, apples. Where's the question? There it is. Okay, so, little bit of a different speed, so to readjust some of the...
Apples, apples. Apples, apples.
Apples,
Apples, apples.
She's a little bit
happy.
too... Yeah, her it's a little bit too wide, so let's grab the... Oh wow, this is way off, actually.
Apples, apples. Apples, apples.
Can't get enough of them fruit.
Apples, apples. Apple.
I think that the... Apples. Very wide. Needs to be zeroed out a bit. And interesting thing to note here, if you're ever going to reduce something like that, make sure you do not just grab the slider and go down, because you can see I'm actually reducing some of them to like below 0 value and just flattening it out. I'm going to use the 0, because what that'll do instead is it will hit everything with an even amount to push it to 0, or the other one is a linear, everything gets hit with a flat number. So better goes like that. So let's see.
Apples, apples.
I think what I need here is her mouth to just...
He started opening her mouth quite a bit for some apples.
It's... Well, putting them all forward a bit, but then afterward. Ever so slow. Go to the beginning and have it...
Apples.
Apples,
Apples.
apples. Apples.
Jack has a big head.
And we'll do...
Apples, apples. Apples, apples. Apples, apples. Apples.
I grin. Oh, well, maybe, but you know, I want grin. I want her teeth to come out a little bit more. Not in that creepy manner that she's doing right now.
No, that's adorable. It's like I have a winning smile.
And then we're gonna do right. And
Well, now she's a Ninja Turtle. Like, grr, I'm gonna beat you up, Shredder. Brian.
Apples, apples. Apples, apples.
That smirk.
Apples, apples.
Like she just said something that she thinks is clever.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna add a little bit more smirk on that.
Is that a lot of character? I'll give you that.
Yeah, it's non. What do they call that when it's not mirrored?
It's not.
Non-symmetric or
Yeah,
whatever.
That's what I was going for.
Motion. So where when you have the stuff go left and right, that's actually with Wrathful is why I actually have this jaw
Asymmetrical.
twist a lot, because it just adds a ton of character. Asymmetrical. Yeah, I'm trying to think of it because I always make fun of Final Fantasy characters as always falling into that. They're always some stupid combination where every left side and right side have to be completely imbalanced.
It drives you insane.
Yeah, Yes. The biggest game that I remember it doing that. Why not?
I'm gonna just look at Two-Face and just go, ugh. Wrong.
Oh, it's not working because I'm.
No, I like this.
No.
He's the worst. Oh, Titus. However you
Look
say
at
it.
look. It's like, who does this? He's got one pant like it's zippered, but he left that one on. Not this one. He took that one off.
Yeah.
But then he's got like this whole armored guard thing, but not on this side because apparently this side it doesn't matter. He doesn't need protection on this side.
He looks cool.
Final Fantasy 10 had Waka I think might have been better about that.
He's got the armband on one side.
Maybe that armband on the one side is something for the Blitzball, but they never make mention of it. All Final Fantasy characters are just so bad about everything has to be asymmetrical.
I'm pretty sure it's intentional.
Who's this guy on the screen? Those are Final Fantasy 10 characters. It's Titus and Waka.
Waka Waka. How you knew he was the jokester because his name was Waka. Bonzi Bear. Waka Waka. What's everybody's favorite Muppet? Everyone has a favorite Muppet. What's your favorite Muppet? That includes Muppets and Sesame Street.
Apples.
They're technically Muppets too, in my opinion. There's a lot of cross between those two. Kermit the Frog will be on Sesame Street sometimes. I'm waiting.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy working.
Working? How is that more important than naming off your favorite Muppet?
Favorite Muppet?
It's not true.
If I had to choose one, like Gonzo.
Gonzo's pretty good.
Gonzo's good.
Gonzo's a good
It's
pick.
a safe bet.
I was always like, Fonzie Bear. He's pretty cool.
That actually makes the eagle. He's pretty angry a lot.
The dragon? Magellan the dragon?
Apples.
Oh no, Applejack's having a stroke.
Apples.
A little bit. Just a little one. It's fine. It'll be okay. Just need some apples. You'll feel better after.
Apples.
I kind of always like the idea of Snuffleupagus on Sesame Street, though.
Why? He was basically the Eeyore of the show.
Well, he's supposed to be imaginary, right? That's the whole thing with Snuffleupagus, that it was a creation of Big Bird's brain. Like he's imaginary and only Big Bird could see him for the longest time. But then eventually everyone could see him. So what he is a mass hallucination. That Big Bird is convinced everyone exists and now everyone can, it's hallucinating Snuffleupagus. So I think there's something in the water. It's the
Apples.
and it's causing
Apples.
people to imagine a giant fluffy mammoth monster.
How's that look for lip sync on there?
Apples.
Apples. Looks like she's just
Apples.
like she's hitting on her already,
Apples,
like
apples.
apples.
Well, she's gonna do like a her. Right now, it's low key frame.
The giant mammoth is a hallucination of Big Bird's that others have accepted. Is a giant mammoth from our imagination. That's the other thing. If Barney's from their imagination, is he also a mass hallucination that all the kids are sharing?
They're all in one long drug trip.
Yeah, and
So that so the man in the suit can just get away with it.
I feel like they all take their like pills at the start of class every morning, and they all start hallucinating Barney.
Yeah, you didn't. I remember something about Snuffleupagus not being a real thing, like, or he was imagination. But I also feel like
imaginary.
Like they embrace too hard some of the imaginary stuff in there to the point of like, I think that like no, my imaginary friend is real because Sesame Street said so. That seems a little weird.
Oh, my imaginary friends are real. And they don't take very kindly to your insinuations. Otherwise, in fact, they're quite angry. What's that? What's that, Jim? No. No, I could never. I'm not gonna listen to Jim. He's a bad person. He just doesn't like you. Fine. I like you.
Chicken will get him one day.
Yes. Talking about imaginary friends.
Not imaginary, he's right there.
Fair point. He is a Muppet, so Muppets are real.
I'm gonna do 2 ways with this, so you're gonna be hearing apples a lot.
Apples.
I want to have her kind of lean forward ever so slightly first. Just a little bit. Enough to make it look like she is, and definitely that she is, but not enough to be much more than just a small little thing.
Muppets always have been real. There's no hand there. They're real creatures. They will bleed if you cut them. What makes you real?
But then the reset allowed me to mute. The add-on that I have that lets me volume control slider doesn't always work right. Okay. Fine, and we're gonna lock her forearms so that I can bring them just all shoulders.
4 legs. They did send pigs into space. They always had celebrities joining those pigs.
I selected the wrong thing for that. I needed this to be over there.
You think Mark Hamill ever realized that doing pigs in space on the Muppet Show was just kind of a precursor to the rest of his career, or at least his career for like the next 30 years?
Yeah, it was definitely the Muppets that got him typecast as sci-fi.
Yeah, just did pigs in space. Oh, I got a voice impression. Pigs in space. Are you satisfied? I remember pigs in space. Pretty great. Yeah, and a cat derbies. Yay, derbies.
Actually, she's kind of hidden behind the light.
No, I can see the derby.
Good, okay.
Yes, I can see derbies.
Angry.
I would.
Okay, I think her eyes, I'm gonna put all of them a little closed.
Imagine going into space. A pig. I think I would bow before the pig because he is clearly of a race of spacefaring pigs who are technologically advanced and from another galaxy. And he will destroy us all if we do not appease him. So, all bow before Lord Pig.
Lord Pig.
Lord Pig. He's a Sith master.
Sith-
And he will go oink oink, and then he will choke you to death with his magic powers. As soon as he sees sausage in your refrigerator.
Don't keep sausage in your refrigerator.
Well, where else would you keep it? The freezer, sure, but
Your
then you gotta
stomach.
thaw it out for like, oh, that's fair.
You just eat it all quick.
Gotta eat that space pig before it like chokes you out.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Sending pigs to space sounds like something the Soviet Union would have done. No.
That's what Jim Henson did.
I think they sent a dog, right?
Yeah, they sent dogs and monkeys.
Yeah, I'm. Pigs to me seem like they would be more difficult to manage, and I don't even know if they even how that would work. But monkeys are kind of understandable because if you want to see how the effect is on the body without sending a human, you know, that's close, approximate, and they're probably easier to train. The dog, I don't know, but I'd like the idea that like the doggy floating in space. They did that in
So you realize he doesn't come back.
the Space Force.
Yeah,
Space Force had the doggy that was floating in space.
Yes.
Um,
Or doggy.
it's, a little, there's the monkey. On
And a lot of
yeah, there he
pictures of
was.
him. He's
Look
showing
at
the
him.
pup. Send more dogs.
I want to see if there's a GIF. Doggy. Well, there's that one. That's a fake one, but I don't think that's what I was looking for.
That
either.
dog has a cape. I
There
like
it
that
is.
dog.
Oh no, that's that one again. I don't want that one. I want the Space Force doggy.
Is that not the Space Force doggy?
No, that's
No.
like that's somebody making some food fun. Look, is this one? No, it doesn't. But he's a good puppers. He does get eaten
By the monkey.
By the monkey, but he's a good puppers until death.
He's a good puppers even after
He's
death.
good until death. It's like what?
What? Why would you do this?
Okay, so now I think I can blend back. This part I can probably just do some random motion. I don't need to worry about it. Boink.
They're big oink.
Big, start launching pigs from space at like for poor nations or whatever when they need to feed them. They just launch space big.
Just have a satellite filled with pigs, and they fire them at the starving. And then when it leaves a crater, there's nobody starving. Yes.
It's
Little
all
baby bum.
It's all cartoon, but I was hoping for
Super
like
pig.
I was hoping for an actual like pig.
Those are pigs. Look at that pig. got a
No,
cape.
they're all like they have.
There's some pigs. Pig. Look at that guy.
This guy.
That guy is just owning it.
Okay, well, I was hoping for like a picture of a pig with a cape, but there wasn't that many.
Dressed up as Super Pig for Halloween now.
And fun fact: when you look up sus, you'll end up with an image of a pig.
Neat.
I mean, probably are sus.
Pigs are pretty sus. They go good with a sauce. They're sauce.
What's sus?
Sauce. Sauce. That's sauce.
Okay.
The one pig from Super Y. Know what that is? Pigs are pretty super animals. Destroy an entire ecosystem in 10 seconds flat.
Okay. Yeah, something was weird there. Now it's blending. Right? And
can't stop looking at poor Cozy Glow over there. And it'll be okay. You didn't need to breathe anyways.
Oxygen's for Earth ponies.
Yes.
Okay, good.
She doesn't need to breathe, it's fine.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to close just a little bit extra. Then when she actually goes to move here, as per the norm, 0, eyes closed.
Is there any like big villains in MLP that weren't unicorns? Like as far as pony villains were concerned?
Well, Chrysalis
Chrysalis
was kind of an alicorn
yeah,
of sorts.
she was. But that's still like that's has a horn. Uses magic.
Turek wasn't a horse.
He wasn't a
Kind
horse. But the of the
Gilda?
horse villain. She wasn't really a villain.
If you're talking the big villains.
Big villain. So like Gilda and Lightning Dust don't count because they're kind of.
Well, I think they would disagree. Well, I don't know. Maybe they want to say they're villains.
I wouldn't think they're villains. They all come back and kind of redeem themselves. Rivals, but not villains. Seems like it was always a unicorn if it was a pony.
Well, Discord was neither,
Wait,
but he
wasn't
had
a pony.
magic. But I guess everybody has magic. It's just
Yeah.
different expressions of it.
They needed to have one villain that was just like an Earth pony who just like showed up and like, haha, I will destroy this whole town. With what? Your foot? Good luck. Yeah, we're just gonna put you in prison now? Silly Earth pony. Thinking it can threaten anybody.
It's like, when she goes
Cozy Glow was a Pegasus. She wasn't a unicorn.
enough.
You're right, no. Yeah, she was a Pegasus. Yeah, Cozy Glow is the one example. Okay.
All I see is evil.
She was definitely a big villain.
Yeah, I thought she was. I almost thought I made a mistake that she was, and that she
I
was an
thought
Earth pony and a unicorn. She doesn't. It doesn't matter. She's just evil.
Yeah.
Evil doesn't need a race.
Earth ponies' only real defense against the other races is that they can starve the other races out because you control them.
What about Fall Equestria, where they made their own?
They did in Fallout Equestria, but they even made a point that they had to severely restrict like birth rates and stuff because they weren't able to produce enough food otherwise. Which was interesting, but that was like the whole thing in like the actual show with the 3 races all fighting one another. Like the Earth ponies were just refusing to give food to the other races, and the other races were starving as a result.
And I was reading some stuff that was talking about like why is the stuff about why is the Southern Hemisphere so much more poorer than the North, and they were looking at all these different numbers, and the one that's the best measure is that there's 2 different types of economies: those that produce raw goods, and the ones that do those manufactured goods. And the manufactured good countries have a return loop where they keep taking in product that they can sell for a higher price, turning that into a higher price. Then people can make more to sell stuff for a higher price, and it has this like feedback loop. Well, countries that do like agriculture don't, and they get stuck at a very consistent number while everybody else goes up. Therefore, they become the poorer group. And so what you're saying is that Earth ponies are a third world country.
Wow. They're
the backbone of the economy, but everybody else sells manufactured goods.
Yeah, essentially. That's why it's good to just like keep them all living in the same community so they don't get completely thrown into the third world. You need
forced integration.
But like the Earth ponies could easily, if they stopped working, everyone would just starve. But yeah, unicorns and are kind of the ones who are capable of like doing the finite stuff. And Pegasus control the weather, so that's pretty I mean, the Earth ponies could only grow so much food if the Pegasus like blocked out the sky. Bought Equestria stuff again. That face, yeah. She looks like she's gonna sell me a car, but she's also been drinking.
Well, that's probably that part of that life.
Oh, one would, yeah. If I had to sell cars, like if I was like a 40-year-old car salesman, yeah, I would never be sober.
Ever so slight head throw off the.
Like, all three races definitely have something to contribute. That's what's great about the whole thing.
Well, yeah, but now you have like yaks, and you have griffins.
Yeah, but they don't.
Sea ponies.
Well, there's not really sea
Spike.
ponies. Yeah, Spike doesn't do anything.
You know, but he's got his own thing.
I was thinking about Spike. Like, if you wanted to eat dragon.
Why were you thinking?
I was thinking about what it would be like to eat dragon, but you can't even burn them up in like lava. So how it would be super difficult to eat dragon.
But once they're dead, they maybe don't have any magic left, and then
Is it magic that protects them? I don't know. Like
I'm not an expert on dragon physiology.
my thought is, as long as you get the dragon hot enough that it kills all the bacteria in the dragon, it's safe to eat raw dragon. Right? So, or maybe dragon's just always pre-cooked.
They're just good to eat.
Yeah.
Just take a bite, and when they heal, take another bite.
Yeah. Like, you just take a big bite out of a dragon, and it'll be fine and nutritious.
Sea ponies seem pretty useless. Their main expert is shells. I don't know if they ever say.
Well, they're not sea ponies. They're hippogriffs that have transformed into sea ponies.
I would think that they would have a huge market for fish, which maybe to the griffins. And algae, anything made underneath the water. Their main export is water.
If we could access all the raw resources that are at the bottom of the ocean, like, holy crap, that would be a lot of money.
Yeah, but it'd probably be almost cheaper to just pull from space, depending on where you're going.
Yeah, but if we were a race of sea underwater creatures that could just live in the ocean, that would change the game.
Under the sea.
Yes. Why eat a dragon? Why not eat a dragon?
Michael has this thing where he wants to be able to eat a little of everything.
Yeah, including Spike. But I'm just like concerned that he would be difficult to cook. That's all. Like, how hot would you need to get the oven? Hotter than what it takes to like make molten rock, apparently. Spike sushi. Yeah, I think that's where we would have to like a sea pony sushi. Yes. These are all great ideas. Ooby doo, shoo shoo be doo, sushi be doo. That's what it is. Shibu doo. It's a good question. Where would you flush poop if we all lived in the ocean? Can't flush it into the ocean because then it just comes back at you. Life as a sea creature would be hard. You're essentially swimming in everybody's poop.
Well, I would also think that then biologically things would rise up that would eat the poop. So
Do sea ponies eat poop?
it's fertilizer to a degree. I mean, when you fart,
Yes.
isn't it the same thing?
No, you're
When
not.
you fart, you take air from within your butt, comes out, and then within that room, everybody is swimming through butt air. It literally had been in that person's butt, and now it is touching your face. So how is that any different?
We don't think about it. I'm thinking about the butt hair. I remember something I asked my mother very seriously when I was a kid. Because I thought about how when you boil water, you get steam, and then there's steam in the air. And then I thought to myself, well, what if you boil milk? So I looked at my mother, very serious, and I said, hey, Mom, if you boil milk, you get dairy air. She started cracking up. I didn't understand why at the time, but I had made a butt joke without even realizing it.
Probably smell like dairy hair.
We'll have to boil milk and find out. Humans make good fertilizer. Yeah. Maybe? I don't know. That happened. So happy.
There's some little minor motions to get it all tied together.
Oh no.
I wonder if human poop makes good fertilizer. I would think it makes fertilizer, but I don't think it would. It's in enough volume or something. But
I think if you were to process it in a way that it would be used for human food, like, because that would carry a lot of diseases. My thought is, like, if you take human feces and put it on food that you're gonna then serve to people, then you're just asking for, like, diseases to basically be all over the place. Like, we can use cow poop or horse poop because there's not as much of a transfer between humans and those animals, but human to human, yeah, I would avoid it unless you're like that dude on Mars.
Matt Damon.
But it was Matt Damon? Yeah. Matt Damon on Mars. Then you have to use your friend's poop.
I'm pretty sure he was playing a character, but
I don't know. Maybe he just like goes to friends' houses and says, "Can I have your poop? I'm starting a garden."
on Mars?
Not necessarily on Mars.
They're like saying that he went to his friend's home on Mars.
Yes. It's like you go over to the other Martians, you ask them for a cup of poop. Full of friendship. I like it when jokes come full circle. What thing I want to know? What poop is best, Michael? Well, let me think. Like, not human poop. That is for sure. Maybe like cow or horse poop because it's all grass. I would say, like, then the cow poop goes through like 4 stomachs and it's just a mess. So of all the poop I've dealt with, horse poop, but like there's always a lot of it. But we did always used to fertilize the garden with the horse poop. I've shoveled my fair share of
What is
poop.
this convo anymore? Michael doesn't know when to stop.
I'm talking about poop. It's an important conversation.
There. Get Michael there.
Apples, apples.
Shitty convo.
Apples, apples.
Does that look okay?
Let me see.
Apples, apples.
Apples. Yes. Like, she looks so smug. Like she just said something so clever. I love it.
Maybe she did.
Apples.
Darling. Apples, apples.
I feel like she's like
Apples,
hitting
apples.
on her a little bit. Hey, what's up?
Apples.
Like, oh no, she hot.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That cute horse.
Oh, no. Go for it. You can buy apples.
She buys an apple.
She comes over and she's like, I want Applejack. And she's like, oh no. But then she realizes that
This is a box of Applejack.
She says the cereals and she's like,
One cereal.
if I put myself in a box.
Yes. Like the could
With the Jack in the box.
be girlfriend.
It's Jack in a box.
It is Jack in a box. All around.
She's
the
like,
mother.
ha.
Applejack chase.
So I think that I feel like Applejack's tall here. I don't know why. She just feels like she's up higher.
Or she could just be standing on a mound.
I'm just gonna turn her head down so it's a little bit more there.
She does look like she's up higher than Rarity quite a bit, but
Probably is. Yeah, she
yeah,
is.
she is. It's just the way that it is,
Mhm.
which is
That's fine.
fine
Because she's a big beef horse and she's a small marshmallow.
yeah, she is marshmallow.
I'm serious, he throwing poop out of his bag. Yeah, that seems interesting.
Dogs do the same.
Why'd they get rid of it?
Why dogs eat poop?
Alright, so I need to add some kind of emotion to her at the beginning here. And she ends looking like that. She was churned. That's fine. But if I want to have her turn that way, I could, but if I just do it a little bit, it'll be right at the camera, so I'd have to turn it even more to get it to the other side, and then it gets to be difficult. Especially when she starts doing this look, it'd be really difficult from that angle. So I think I'm going to keep it the way I have it. So probably just do is just keyframe some different position he has here. I'll just say this one.
I like that look so much. Like, hey, cute marshmallow.
I'm gonna play that. Hello, it's just like, what?
It's oh.
I didn't actually want to play all of it. Play head. But I don't want her head twisting the way that it shows. I want it kind of stationary. Anything, I want to have it stationary. Goes up, so I need to have this up. Okay, that should work fine.
That would be fun sometime. Just like play a video game sitting in front of this monitor at the same time. With like controllers. You know, when people used to sit in front of a TV together.
Oh, you're
like
talking
play
like
video
a,
game with
like
controllers.
I thought you meant like I'd be animating and you would just be playing a video game.
On the
Like, what?
screen, you have to animate over there. Yeah, like, cause people don't do that enough anymore.
Well, that's just you saying that that's something that you had when you were a kid.
Yeah.
You're being nostalgic for.
We could play like, I don't know, what's a game that was fun on the Super NES?
You mean when we were playing on the little tiny Switch screen, Mario 3? Because you played it so damn much that you wanted to show off everything you know.
I didn't want to show off. We just started playing Mario 3, and I
And
was
then
just
you constantly
better
like,
at it.
Oh, hey, look at this secret. Hey, look at this secret. I know exactly where to jump and to go here and do this.
That was years ago. And you've been holding this in. Like, every morning you wake up like, son of a bitch. Was showing me up in Mario.
I even knocked out the power grid for the area. Our power went out. That's why we were running on the little screen.
Yeah.
We ended up going to like, is it Jimmy John's? Or no,
Yeah,
not Jimmy
something like
John's,
that.
Jersey Mike's
Yeah.
for sandwiches, and like that one building had power. It was really weird.
Lucky them. And we got lucky us. We got sandwiches. No, but stuff like that is fun. Could do like Donkey Kong. That'd be a fun one.
I just realized that I didn't actually blend her on this one yet.
Yeah, because we always do Jackbox together in front of the screen, but I feel like we could do other things too.
No, we do Jackbox so that people interact and can play with us.
People can interact.
Well, that's the purpose of that, is to
Yeah.
allow people to play too. And now you're saying, you know what we could do instead? Not that.
People would interact by chatting with us.
No, I'm doing
this
Jackbox
is-
for other people, not for us. I think it's so that they can actually join in and have some fun.
Well,
You're eliminating the whole purpose of it.
I just want to play Donkey Kong.
Yes, so Michael wants to take something away from you guys so that he can have something that he wants.
That's right. Yes, I'm doing it for you. 'Cause I know how much you love Donkey Kong, always talking about Donkey Kong.
No,
I thought we were going to do that, It Takes Two.
at some
But I
point,
don't know.
but
I didn't know what that game's about.
it's just a two-person cooperative play game that we would definitely not be cooperative for.
Yes. I like grilled cheese too. You should make grilled cheese sometime for supper. With like tomato soup.
As long as you don't just buy Kraft slices and Campbell's tomato.
It would be cheddar. Kraft slices is disgusting.
Yeah, okay, good. Because it's not cheese.
There's nothing wrong with Campbell's tomato soup though.
There's so many better ones out there.
Nah, I'd probably make it from like a tomato paste.
No, like from scratch things.
Yeah, like from scratch, like tomato paste. But, you know, some seasoning.
Video games because that has ruined friendships, such as the Mario Party series. We have a lot of our friends group loves to do that, like to be vindictive in a funny way. So we're just used to it. So it's really not that bad of a thing. Mario Party is all random. Like half the games, you have no control over victory or failure. So.
I do want to kind of play Cuphead with John. I think this weekend, if for any reason somebody doesn't show up, I'm just going to recommend we play that. Because he always shows up.
Because there's that like kind of bounce on a very consistent manner.
Yeah, it's always different in the renders, though, isn't it?
No, it's here. It always does that. Now, this flickering thing that's going on, it's happening so fast, whatever, it wouldn't even matter. But hers, that's it's a sudden change, but it looks like it's fine because I can't see where that is. And I can get rid of that by just playing with one of the values ever so slightly. It's basically that the light is set to ignore interactions with an object at the very, very smallest and closest values, so to prevent certain polygons from not looking smooth. So if you narrow that down to where the light can get as close to the model as possible, it starts interacting with the models very weirdly. But when you let it render, it usually gives a better result. A lot crisper shadows, higher quality shadows. It's one of the only ways that like the shadow right now, it's kind of pixelated. If I were to go into the launch options here, I'm at 1496. If I were to change double that again, it would double the amount of pixels that were here. And if I were to drop this down to the default, which I think is 1028, I can't remember if it's 1028 or even or 512, it's going to drastically reduce that even more. So by increasing that shadow quality, it allows you to have sharper shadows, more sun type shadows, at least in SFM1. SFM2 is a whole different story.
Yes,
No, Elf Gaming. Thank you for the follow.
Yes.
Ponies. There's a pony.
The ponies. There's two ponies.
Pony.
She's a loud pony.
Yes. Wishes to tell you about her favorite thing in the world. Oh, that one.
Apples, apples.
There we go.
Apples.
Apples, apples.
Yes.
And then,
There are ponies here a
Darling.
lot.
so if you find ponies on here, yeah, that's most twice a week. Tuesdays and Fridays I stream. Working on mostly ponies. It's like 80% ponies. I do some Rathalos stuff mixed in, and that's the only other thing I really do. But other than that, it's mostly
Pony.
and chicken.
No chicken.
Apples, apples. Apples, apples.
We don't talk about chicken. Chicken's evil.
Yeah, I think I can call.
Apples, apples.
I think I can call this one done.
Apples, apples.
She may have an addiction. You might be right. Apple addiction is destroying Ponyville. The rampant epidemic.
Well, by done I don't mean done. I still need to do a lot of poking on this one, but it's
Apples, apples.
it's mostly animated. I do clean up. It doesn't just like apples; it's apples.
Nah.
Never heard that one. The one with the really early demos. Little dudes running around with the rocket launchers, and the VR person grabs at them with hands. Touch. Not sure. Being asked was my favorite thing to do. Yes, does say.
Awesome.
So
Our walk animation is good.
that's why it's red. No, it's blue. Red would mean I would have the walking
Darling,
kind
darling, darling. Darling, darling, darling.
I think I can keep that one as it is. Have you uploaded to YouTube
Excellent
before?
question.
Your animation style looks familiar. Oh yeah. I have a YouTube.
It's a small one.
Most
I'm doing it for good.
No, it's if you've seen Pody stuff, then I probably Remembrance, the Australia video, Leaving the Stable, Luna's Banishment. Those are all me.
Twidash, Apple Dash.
Yeah, those ones. It's not the magic. Oh yeah, that's the newer. Yeah, that was like a couple months ago. I work on all these on stream. So, if Rarity says "darling" 3 times.
Darling, darling, darling.
Yeah, I know. That's why I grabbed that one because it's perfect. And that's why I think like way she says apples.
Apples, apples.
It's perfect.
Darling,
Apples,
darling,
apples.
darling. Darling, darling, darling.
I feel like is this the same zoom? Yeah, it is.
Darling.
Oh.
Apples.
I think I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more on this one.
Leaving the Stables is pretty good.
Oh, thank you very much, Andy. Leaving the Stable. That was a fun one. I'll probably learn more from that video than I did most others. So I was watching Argo make these. And when I see the finished one on YouTube, I'm like, wait, where's all the blood? Oh, yeah. So when we're making these,
Had a lot of blood.
there's usually a what the fuck folder, and because we just put some random stuff in. So this one, oh yeah, we have.
Darling.
I don't remember that one. I must have not been here.
I think you weren't here for that one. Yes, he's Apple. And
So
then, oh, what the fuck in this one? Oh, this is the derpy one. Derpy with the muffin. This is-
Darling.
No, I look at that muffin.
I'm very excited.
That muffin.
There's gotta be other ones. These ones have little work. Oh
Darling.
yeah, this was you doing some weird like derpy things. that was when you had it. Oh yeah, and then I followed that up with like
Punching Angel Bunny.
Okay. What else do I have here? I can't remember some of the stupid stuff. There's one. It's the Pop Twice.
Pop Twice. There's so many. So happy.
Pop Twice.
That's so good.
Here's- Do I have any others? I don't. I think I have nothing else for the what the fucks. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Pop Toys are great. Me and my fiance reference rocket science like every 3 days. What do you reference from that one?
A few things to reference.
There's a few things to reference from there. That was. I'm starting to play with 15AI a little more for some of the shitpost type stuff like this is, and that was where I was using existing audio that was restricted. Now with something like 15AI or anywhere any person making a voice and you have full flexibility, it actually makes it harder because it feels like before you could take a bass and then make something funny from it, but when you don't have a bass, then it feels. Well, it's rougher to a degree. Science button.
Science button.
Those are fun to make, though. I love making stupid comedy because it's just you can make fun, stupid stuff along the way. And
remember when that was
the WTF stuff?
Remember when that was the start of the short videos that would take 2 weeks, and then you'd put one out every 2 weeks?
Well, now because of shorts, I've thought about doing it because that one I made just a half hour. Like
Yeah.
I could that Scootaloo Grinder thing. I could literally make 4 to 5 of those a week, for based on just stream time. So
It's about coming up with ideas.
yeah, well, the ideas, but really you can throw anything together. If you don't care about the background, if you minimize animation quality, you can just make some really, really, really fast stuff. But I eventually get to the point where I get ingrained in something. Like I enjoy movies, but I love like an extended series more. Like if I can find a TV series I've never watched before that's really good that has like 5 seasons, I love that because then you can invest it. It's the same thing with videos sometimes. Sometimes I just want to get invested in something. I'm just going to take Applejack from here and I'm just going to copy her. There, animation done.
He does do a lot of things just to make me sad. This is
Not just to make him sad, but it is a pleasant outcome.
yes. Well, the thing he referred to where you had the character jump back at the snap derpy's neck. That was just making me
That's why I have
sad.
this. That's why I have the snap button.
Yes.
I can just
The sadness.
yeah. I can grab any horse. Now I can go and grab.
He has a button just to make snapping noises. It's true.
Yep. I can grab her and I can just go.
He's a monster.
But I can also have ooh that's a locked hoof. And also do where they're punching themselves and so I just have a little. That's the only 2 sound effects I have on there because it's the only 2 I care about. It's abuse and death. So
I keep trying to convince him to put a fart button on there, but he won't do it.
yeah, I got tweeted that people are NFTs selling audio from 15A somehow.
Yeah,
I mean,
saw
if
that
it's-
too. He's pretty ticked off.
If it's believable enough, I guess. I don't know. Who the hell would buy it? Who the hell would fall for it?
I don't know. I'm not gonna get into that here.
How do you animate fart? Well, I did once. There's the machine gun fart, but
Good stuff.
that's all situational as to what works in that scene. I don't think you need a particle effect. That's always funny with the snapping sound effect. I love this sound effect. Do you ever make your own models? I have before. So like, some models I have personally made. I think the main one, it's just one video. And I made these flags.
Neat.
The full thing, but then there's a texture error, and that's why these are black instead of gold. But I just left it because I was lazy. The one thing actually with this video that I did do a lot of was textures. I had a reference. I had to get for full HD. I had to rebuild the whole texture for this one. I had to build the texture for that door. You can't see it, but there's a ceiling bit, and no, there is a part where you can see it. All these windows on the side are all custom texture, not custom, but they're all based on something from the show, and I built those from scratch. So I do a lot of texture work. Don't really do much model work. I'll combine different models together. But I have requested some, so like this big star thing, the fourth Aggie, I requested from him, and he helped me make it. The flower pots were made by Gun Griffin. He had helped out with that. He had actually the same one that made the door, based on something I drew up. That was a really rough drawing. And he added all this other. All I did was make the door. And he added his whole extra thing on the outside. So, on him for going well above and beyond. Have I made any other models? I've modified models. Like the Rathalos model I use is a custom version. I added all the lip syncing functionality and stuff to that one. I'm not good at modeling, so it's not.
My modeling skills are very basic.
Yeah, I could figure it out, but I'd be spending so much time doing it when I could do a workaround or find somebody that does know how to do it and work with them to get it done instead. So I'll keep working to my strengths and allow other people to work to theirs.
If you ask me to make a model, I'll guarantee you a mediocre product after me bashing my head against the wall for 5 hours.
Oh, that was Remembrance, yeah. What about Tuesday and No Stupid Face from me? I'm close to putting Michael in charge for a bit. I'm surprised you still even have that much. Usually throwing that in every day.
Do you want to watch me struggle animating while the animator yells at me, who shall not be named, then put me in charge?
They don't want you in charge, they just want chicken.
They want suffering.
What's the most you've made from a video? It's a difficult question. There's one that I would have made the most, and then there's one that I would have, or I did, because like Twidash, if I could have gotten that figured out, would have been a huge amount of money, being it has like 14 million views. But I don't remember any exact amounts, but on average, a video will make, as long as it's over a minute, you're probably going to be making at least $1 per 1,000 views. If it's like 3 to 4 minutes, you're probably making $2 per 1,000 view. So if you have 1 million views and you're at a 2-3 minute video, that's like basically like $2,000. But about 2/3 of my videos have copyrighted audio, meaning I cannot monetize. So that's why I don't do that anymore, because I've lost a lot of potential revenue in doing that. I think the highest video I've ever made, from a single video I've made revenue on, was actually rocket surgery. I think that was the one I made the most on.
How you really make it big with these videos is if you just tell people, like, if you really like my video and you see me at a convention, bring me a corn dog. Just corn dogs. Lots of corn dogs. Then you can say, you know what?
Lots of corn dogs.
Yeah, lots of corn dogs. And then you can be like, you know what Applejack got me? A crap ton of corn dogs.
Why would I want that? I saw the stupid face. Just give me a second.
And then you can eat corn dogs like every day for a year.
But if
that'd be the life.
But how do I get them home?
You put them in your bag. And you put them in a box and mail them to your house. Slightly warm corn dogs will be fine.
Slightly warm corn dogs.
Yeah. You just
why don't I just ask they don't give me it to them warm?
Well, they're gonna get warm. They don't necessarily give you them warm. I think this is a good plan.
I just want to finish just one little thing here before.
Oh, Silver.
Oh, Silver. Michael do that door for Speedball. No, he didn't make the door. He modified the door.
I rebuilt the door. The door wasn't like that, and then I basically reforged it into a door with two sides opened.
And I've done model modifications because, like, I
did do some modeling on the door. It wasn't necessary.
Like this thing right here. It was a static model. It did not have bones when I originally downloaded it. So I did download that model and figure out how to modify it to do all the bones and get everything structured correctly. But that ended up being a lot of work. So there was a couple other things that I ended up outsourcing. I think it was Percy Technic that helped me with that. But like this switch wasn't separated originally, so he helped by doing that. And
That's about
these buttons aren't going down. I just thought you're not going to see it, so who cares? These drawers on these things didn't actually open. Now that when you look at the shot, I probably could have just shown anything, not an actual drawer, but it is the actual drawer.
Somebody modified a lot of these.
And this one also opened. So the interior already existed. It just didn't have the bone to actually open. Mm-hmm. So they helped out with that. That door didn't matter. So I've had a lot of people help me out. My modeling itself has been... I have converted some models, like the frame, was it ever? I found that as a MDL file, and I just converted it to
the
source.
Most complicated straight-up modeling I've ever done was on a mod for Fallout 4. I made a character's mane and tail, where I modeled it from scratch.
Blur, give me a poem.
A poem?
Going through and watching my favorite videos. I don't actually save videos, like anything I really like, because I feel like I like looking at the new stuff, not old stuff.
Oh, well, your video.
Nolan, did you say hi to Silver in chat? You can just like lean over.
Yeah.
Can you please explain why your luggage contains 2,000 corn dogs? Why do I need to explain?
Yeah.
If that's all that's
obvious.
I mean, if I'm going overseas, sure, but
I don't think
I want to know. I want to put that through the scanner, like the scanner device thing, and then watch the guy's face as it goes by, and just have like making him think that it's just loaded with TNT or something. Because then the scanner is just going to see a bunch of
rows of some sort of cylindrical object with a stick sticking out of it.
If it was organic, I don't know. Would it
organic
stop it?
Corn dogs?
Well, it's organic. It's edible. It's food.
Oh yeah.
So like it probably wouldn't stop the lasers as much. So who knows? It might look empty from that. I'm not sure.
Corn dogs are delicious. It's one of those things I probably shouldn't eat. I miss corn dogs. I miss lots of food that I'm getting too old to eat on a regular basis.
You're not too old to not eat them.
Well, like when I was younger, I would just eat, like, we would have a freezer filled with corn dogs, and then we would just like, are you hungry? Throw a corn dog in the microwave.
Or a corn dog with just some mustard.
Oh yeah.
So good.
Very
okay,
good.
at least you're getting that the mustard.
Yeah.
It's good with corn dogs.
Ketchup's too sugary.
Yeah.
I don't like ketchup.
Well, just a corn dog. To me, a corn dog's already kind of a sweet bread.
Yeah.
So it'd be too sweet. Mm-hmm. The mustard is better.
Mustard is definitely better.
Okay, so we have cadence. Let me do cadence.
Her husband likes throwing her off of balconies. That could be a quick short, just doing the throw off the balcony scene, but he just drops her.
That would be a joke that's already been done 100 times. All I would do.
It has.
It'd be doing the same thing that people do with Pony, and they're like, "Oh, why don't we do that with Pony? And then people in SFM were like, oh, I know that somebody did that in 2D, but now let's do that again, but in 3D. And it's like, no.
And then original. 4D. Smell-o-vision. Watch your videos, but with the smell of horse.
Okay, so I'm
Shrek did it.
I cadence.
You think that would be a bonus for people, or something that would keep them from watching your videos? If every time they watched one of your videos, they had to smell horse.
Hence, I don't know what
horse
smells like.
Smell like sweat and horse poop.
That would be amazing if, like, a brony pops up in Equestria, you're like, oh my god, I'm in Equestria! And then all he smells is manure and hay and sweat. And it's like if you're ever driving through a farm in the middle of nowhere and you just hit that, like, poop smell.
Yeah, that's what Ponyville smells like.
Yep, that's what Ponyville smells like.
Yeah.
They burned out on it for a while.
They're used to it.
But it's so bad, like your eyes are watering.
They do not have plumbing in Ponyville. I mean, look at that town. They do not have running water.
That's going to be the spin-off from Gen 4.
Yeah.
It's plumbing in Ponyville.
Plumbing in Ponyville.
It's Mario Brothers get stuck in Ponyville.
Yes. Like, where is your indoor plumbing? We don't have it. We just take poops over there. And we don't bathe. Fine. Make it work. That is a weird emoji.
You love corn bogs.
Corn bogs?
You guys know I want one. What is a corn bog? Ooh, we're going to get ourselves a corn bog.
That's where you take those, what are those cattails? Those water sausages, and you just cover them in batter and eat them. They are supposedly edible.
Thank you, Irad, for the resub. Go 11 months. Let's go. Ooh. A pink cup. Nellen just hit 12, and he got his rainbow cup. I got so many rainbows. Has Edward's got a rainbow?
I'm curious. Has anybody here ever eaten like one of those cattails?
Oh, why do you keep talking about that?
What? I just brought it up.
I know. No, well, now, but
yeah.
Anytime you see cattails, you're like, I want to eat one of those because I'm pretty sure they don't taste good.
I've been told they're edible.
Yeah, but edible and good are not
everywhere.
The same thing.
Yeah, maybe. But if you deep fry it and like batter and deep fry it, I bet it's pretty edible. That would be a corn bog. Does it get it from a bog?
I mean, not wrong, but I hate you.
Eating me some corn bogs.
Fine, not perfect, but whatever. All right, so we need to get him up on.
I'm concerned.
On thrower.
Okay, good.
I think for some poses like this, the only way you can really do it is to get them. His legs, they look right, but they just do not bend in any way. It's like, good enough.
I could see pine needle tea.
Actually, I've heard some stuff with pine needle because I'm guessing it's kind of a minty.
Well, it would just be the overpowering pine needle smell, but as a taste. Well, which I like the smell of pine needles. I don't know that I'd like the taste of pine. Very bitter sounding.
Forward and a little bit more down. Then we're gonna take thigh.
Hello, Charging Hot Rod. How are you? I am well. So awkward.
Swiggity swooty.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get that butt.
Well, I'm not using a reference, so that's why this is kind of tough.
This is how we first met. think she's in any of your videos. Cadence. Awful.
No, she's in my Full Metal Alchemist one.
Oh, yeah. We're just talking about plumber charging.
She's like right here.
Oh, yeah.
And this is back before I didn't know how to fix the min issue for lighting, so the eyes kind of like have a weird like flickering effect to them here because I'm so zoomed in, and back then that was a problem I didn't know how to fix. Now I do. If I could do that again, that problem hated, but oh.
Pretty decent. He's just like, oh my god. My neck.
And the horses are not good at putting both their arms over their head. So
Talking about horses do it all the time.
hey, what's up, guys? What's up? What's up? Want to go hang out sometime? We're gonna get some drinks. Go do some party things. Hey, what's up?
Good animations.
He's like, oh, who's the kid? He's like, oh, no, don't look at me.
Who can't see me? Don't worry, Shining. You're not cute.
And it's like,
Yes, they do kind of look like hairy armpits, don't they? The good observation.
like the idea. It's like, hey,
Happening.
okay, Shining, we're gonna go out. And then he's like, where we're going? He's like, we're gonna get ice cream, and he's like, oh, yes,
Scream.
ice cream.
Like,
Bam. He's like, oh.
ooh, I think I'm gonna go get a drink. You want more water?
I'm good. Well, actually, yes. If we're gonna get more water. Back to camp. Let's just have it. Okay, wait. Back to him here. Okay. Arms. So you need to hold a person above your head, but also have your head fit underneath. This is a dilemma that I've ran into many a time that's usually solved by just snapping your neck in. We're going to take your pelvis. I'm going to put it a bit forward so that I can rotate your neck that back. And we're going to extend your arms a little bit because they're wimpy and small. And now we take the cadence and do that one. Now if I grab his shoulders... Okay. No. On.
Hmm. Oh, that works. Where's your drink? You have to come get it. Gotta come visit us. You'll get booze.
Okay, see.
Like, be gone, be gone, wife.
Slow.
I like the idea that he's actually not that strong.
I like the idea for going like Mach 5.
Oh no! You launches her into orbit. You're just like, the next shot is just her circling the Earth.
Oh no, I was thinking about doing it where,
Just see her burn up through the atmosphere. Equestria launches its first satellite. Fire the tactical wife. Yes. Yeah, that. It's a classic. Like that. Just straight at the ground. Just,
she wanted a kid.
no.
Nope.
He's too young for kids. He's decided.
Alakazam, Alakazam, I send you off this mortal plane. Yeet. Okay, there we go. So, stupid face was murder.
Mm-hmm. As it should be.
All right.
Go. Like that.
100% happy with
I keep liking their faces, but then I realize I just like horse faces. So.
Realize?
Yes, I just realized just now.
Just now.
I like horse faces. I do enjoy watching this whole process because bringing these characters to life is so like
Well,
wonderful.
and I feel like the part where they come to life is like this very short window of the whole process. Like the keyframing thing and everything doesn't matter. It's those that like just this little tiny bit in the middle.
There is the part that I miss where I wasn't watching you animate these. I was just watching the finished product early on, and they really did just seem alive. Like they were just going through their paces in their daily lives and in front of you on the screen, and you didn't think about the whole process. They were just there. They were moving. They were doing things. They were real.
So in here, I think she's standing a little too tall for what I would want. But as I mentioned before, many times before, when they hit the top of their peak, I want to have them come back a little bit. And I want to keep that peak. So then when I go probably to copy paste from this keyframe here, I can bring it back to that point and it'd be more what I'm looking for. So I'm just planning. Didn't you know you were on DeviantArt, Argo? Yeah, I am, but I don't post much on there. I do every now and then. I used to do a lot more pictures, but so many other people do pictures way better than anything I could ever do. When you put a lot of time into it, you can get some.
I'll be back.
I saw the bridge. You get some really, really, really nice detail image. I just don't want to put that time into image type stuff. So if I do a video, I'll sometimes do exports from that video, but otherwise I don't. So it feels like it's a platform that just I don't have anything to put. I used to do it a lot when I was making stuff to be shared, like cycles and stuff, but I really haven't made any of those in a while. I used to share all my animation files, but that got really tough because I started playing with the models in weird ways that weren't exportable, like adding a leg that's from a separate model. Well, now I can't really export that one because it's two separate models. So, and I'm doing well, Hot Rod. I hope you were doing well as well.
Mm-hmm.
I figure out like her pose right here. Okay, that's what did it. I felt like it just didn't feel right. I think it just needed a little bit of a twist that way.
Now, I hope one day Disney buys up Pony. I mean, no. You don't want to go to like Disney World and there to be like a pony ride where all the ponies are like super animatronic and it's awesome.
No, because it's not a big enough. They have a lot of IPs, but they don't have many. They have like Marvel. They have certain large caliber things like that, but in Ponies isn't one of those. I don't see them taking that in and making it like.
They turned Robin Williams into a robot in Disney World.
From what?
From nothing. It's just its own thing.
Just him?
Yeah, it's just a robot with his voice.
Yeah, but I don't see them doing anything with like that with Pony. It's not a big enough IP to sell something like that. People would go to see Mickey, they wouldn't care about Pony.
Nobody cares about Mickey.
Because they want a place where you can cover both sides, but if you were to bring your family and you have a brother and a sister,
Pony.
like going to see Mickey and Goofy is going to cross both gender gaps between those, like a brother and a sister, but
only the pony.
Pony would be something that probably the brother wouldn't want to be, but then you're splitting the family. So I think it's a lot of family fun, but not without splitting off smaller groups of such. Even, I mean, yes, it's a very gender neutral show in a lot of ways, but
I mean,
it's still going to be more of a focus.
I don't know. I feel like the other side of that coin could be arguing that Star Wars is only for boys.
No. I know tons of people that love Star Wars and that are on the other side. No.
No?
Where did that come from?
It used to be the case, like space shows were.
Yeah, but it's not nowhere near that now.
Yeah, but I mean, like things change.
Yeah, but they didn't even
like
make anything in Disney World until they purchased it, which is well after the fact. Yeah. Because then it was something they could do something like that for, and where they could make it like. Can't say it's not violent, but. And I don't know if. You're working off of your own idea of what the norms are as to whether or not sci-fi.
That's what the norms
only...
were when I was a kid, as far as like spaceship stuff. That was boy stuff, and then like girl stuff was like the ponies and the Barbies and stuff like that. But I know things have changed. But that also a lot of guys, these cute horses.
Captain.
My
MCU MLP crossover.
Yes, I'd watch it.
No, they did. They had power ponies. That was essentially a crossover. It's about as close as you're gonna get. I mean, it's not like they're gonna have Iron Man pop up and then the ponies are gonna be. No, he would just
awesome.
He would shoot them like
Why?
Because he's so used to these threats coming out of nowhere that are not. He would
not
definitely
human.
look at those.
You'd be like aliens.
Yeah, you'd be like, "What are you here for?" And bang bang.
They'd beat him up. They'll get that Tony Stark. Fire some rainbow lasers at him.
He starts powering his like little arc reactor with friendship. Unlimited power.
Hawk Kitty. Hawkity. Oh, Hawkity.
That's my Twitch running at 30 FPS. Because I'm streaming at 30 FPS. Would be why.
That would do it.
I do SFM at 30 because my monitor right now is playing it at 1080, and so I want to stream it at 1080. But even at the maximum bit rate that Twitch can do, 1080 60 FPS is not viable at 6,000 kilobits. It's the recommended for 1080 60 FPS is 9,000. So it means anybody that's doing that is either playing a very low bitrate type game, which SFM actually can qualify for. A lot of UI elements aren't changing and moving, meaning that it's saving a lot of data. It can work, but it means that the preferred window on 1080 is 30 FPS. So, nah. Nope, that's why when we game, actually, I think the recommended, because it's 9,000 for 1080 60, for 1080 30 it's 4,500, and for 720 60 it's 4,500. But since you can do max 6,000, that's why some people will actually stream at 1600 by 900 at 60 FPS, because that is a 6,000 kilobit resolution, and Twitch supports it. So that's actually on our gaming streams. That's what I've been doing lately, is 1600 by 900. It's a little confusing when I export it to YouTube, though, because YouTube can't handle it. So it just downgrades it to 720. But, oh well. But it's a little bit of extra pixels.
You ever tried opening up Source Filmmaker in 4K? It doesn't look... It's not used.
I use it quite a bit in 2K, but that's a whole different... 2K is not too bad, because 2K is only, 50% more than 1080, not 4 times as much. Mm-hmm. So...
Yeah, everything gets super tiny.
And to dip to like 15. Well, maybe that.
Yeah, Source Filmmaker was not made with 4K in mind.
Why would they not have thought about 4K? It was a forward-thinking software back in 2000.
Like 8. I'm gonna guess 2008, 2009.
No, I'm gonna guess. What are you, 11?
Mm-hmm.
2012.
Oh.
Because I've been using it for 8-9 years, and it had been out for a little while before I got into it. So to me, that would have been like maybe a year prior. So then that would be matching up pretty close with that. I run my PC in 2K on a 4K screen. I have the 2K high refresh rate, and then I have my 4K OLED that I use for some other stuff. Just depends on how I'm feeling at the moment, because the 2K can use the higher refresh rate and can hit 165. Well, this monitor can, but the 4K OLED only hits 120. So it just depends on if I'm playing like a super shooter and I really want to do well, then probably going to stick to the 2K. But the OLED looks a lot nicer. Especially if you get HDR stuff. My 2K doesn't have HDR, which is sad. Yeah, I'm trying to... I think I want to... She kind of stops, and I want to have her not stop fully, but I want to... If you use these fall-offs, you can't really do very slight rounding, so I want to instead have using the normal round-offs to make it flat in the middle and then just round myself. I just want to make sure the timing is okay.
Darling. Darling. Darling, darling, darling.
I have two monitors. There's one that I use with my computer and one that sits in the closet and I don't use. That counts, right?
I know 2 monitors. I had 2 monitors for a long time, and
You have 2 monitors now.
But I rarely, if I ever use this one, it's only for a gaming monitor, and then I'll just disable it. Like I'm using it as a separate computer right now.
Yeah.
But I don't use it. I don't normally use a second monitor. If I had anything, and I've looked into it, if I could get like a monitor that was super thin, so like a widescreen monitor but small, so like you're talking like maybe like a foot across by like that deep, that I could put vertical on the side of something. So like for streaming, I could put chat there. I can put like a Discord or something for who's there. Just like an informational little thing. I would love that way more than a whole second monitor.
How are you not already happy with how thin TVs have gotten? You said you needed even thinner than that?
No, I'm not saying thin. I'm saying small.
Oh.
So like the same height as my monitor here, but only like that wide. So that you can just have like small little informational things that I care about on the side, like a status indicator type thing. I'd rather have that than like a full second monitor.
It's like a stock ticker.
So I've thought about getting another one, like a really, really small one for stuff, but then it feels like I'm just not going to use it for much. So I have another monitor upstairs. I just leave it up there for, it's what I used to use my second monitor for streaming. I leave it up there for podcast stuff. It's what allows me to see what's on this camera for recording.
It's like back in my day, I had to have 2 burly men.
Half-Life 2 is ahead of its time. Changed my mind. It was. It's still a good looking game. It was so far ahead of its time that Valve will still make money on it, probably.
Darling, darling. Darling, darling.
Well, Valve was kind of innovative with Half-Life 2 as well, where they kept updating it and updating it and updating it for the entire life of the engine.
And Half-Life 2 was, I think, it was about selling a game, but I think that was actually number 2. It was about selling the Source engine.
Yeah.
Because the licensing fees that they could get from games on stuff like that probably made them more money than Half-Life 2 did. So they tried to make something super impressive so that people bought their engine, and they did. So it worked.
Source engine's a wonderful engine, and now they got the Source 2 engine, which is also a wonderful engine.
Well, it's there, but it still
needs work.
But it feels like engines are always at work, which is always interesting because Unreal keeps coming out with these big development updates, but I'm thinking Source is slower because they don't care. They have Steam.
Yeah. Well,
it's like if you have rolling in a pile of money and then somebody says, if you come over here, I'll give you $20. Like, but I got a pile of money over here. Why would I go over there?
Unreal kind of does feel like the big juggernaut of available engine.
Darling, darling.
But it's kind of unwieldy. I've poked at it, and it's a little unwieldy to use compared to like Source or Bethesda's engine.
It's about being realistic. Source was about being versatile. So, yeah, it makes sense.
I think Unreal Engine is very proprietary in what you can use to actually develop the engine. Or develop within the engine.
It's funny, I look at some of the Source stuff, and it was innovative and ahead of its time, but now some of the tools that are available, Hammer is a buggy mess. The Half-Life model viewer has tons of bugs. The particle editor, I don't think it has actually been updated since 2004. It's just some of the tools are a little outdated.
Well, yeah, they've pretty much moved on from it at this point.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's no point. Source 2 is much better in that regard.
Darling, darling, darling. Darling, 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 darling.
I actually have to hear the audio for timing on this, so you're gonna. But
Darling, darling, darling.
Just want to listen to Rarity say "darling" over and over.
Darling, darling, darling. Darling, darling,
Welcome.
darling. Darling,
I think I'm gonna have her eyes closed here. I'm not sure. I can't have them close. I don't think I will. I think I'll have them close here in the last one, but I don't think I'm gonna have them close in any other one. Okay, so thinking she should lean a little bit to the side, but I can kind of cheat that because I think this one is already leaning that way. I did.
She's so happy. She heard about apples. Now she wants to tell her about
How is she?
darlings.
No, I thought I was talking about Rarity.
Yeah, Rarity heard about the apples from Applejack. And now she's like, darling, 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 and apples. She's excited.
Here, because she heard Applejack is making a new cereal.
Oh boy.
Very creative name.
darling,
She wants to know if Applejack wants marshmallows in her cereal.
darling,
He
darling,
can provide
darling, darling, darling.
Applejacks with marshmallows.
But thank you again for the GPU. It works lovely. I'm glad it does. Being I only had 2 years with it, so but I felt like it was a good chip in there. So, yeah, my current one's doing okay too. I was having some issues with my current graphics card, but I think main issues were that my drivers had went through like 3 graphics cards, and I think it was just a bunch of built-up crap. I did a DDU on it, and it worked fine after that. So. Yeah, it's a full graphics card, graphics driver wipe.
Oh, okay.
You have to run it in safe mode. It's so deep, so it'll wipe everything from the registries, everything, completely blank slate. So if you're going from like an AMD to an NVIDIA card or vice versa, they recommend doing that so that you completely clear out the other graphics card. But also, if you just have lots of updates, one on top of the other, it just causes buildup. So. Once I did that, it got rid of a ton of issues that I was having.
I haven't looked at GPU CPU parts in a while, just because I know they're a little overpriced right now. I don't know if
GPUs are,
that's
CPUs no. CPUs are basically MSRP or lower. Once Intel came out with their 12 series, AMD dropped all their prices. But the GPUs are still pricey. I thought they were going to have a drop of Best Buy. Oh no, they're going to do commercial of GPUs today. I'm going to check to see, but they're it was supposed to be either yesterday or today, and
Darling, darling, darling.
yeah, I agree. Rarity. There was definitely not a drop. Yeah, there wasn't a drop today.
Wow,
So-
you're like really monitoring it, aren't you?
This is a guy's stream.
Oh, yeah.
Already watched the ad. Okay, I guess it didn't count. Anyway, if Falcadrin does it's like a stock ticker for GPU drops. There's a big alarm blare in it because it automatically detects that Best Buy has stock go up. So I just usually will put it on in the background, and if I hear it go brrrt, brrrt, it means that GPU's dropped at Best Buy.
That's so crazy though, because last time I bought a GPU, it was like, I want this GPU. I went to Newegg. They had it. I bought it. I got it at market price. And now it's like you have to watch a stock ticker for GPUs to even have a chance.
The stock
to buy
ticker,
one.
that ticker is, I think, more for having something visual. And it'll also pick up Amazon and whatever, but those are the overpriced ones. Even Best Buy's up a little bit, but not that bad if you try to buy it on MSRP.
Like I bought a 2070 Super, I think it was 2 years ago now, nearly, and for $500, and now I think they're still best case scenario $500. They have not gone down. That's crazy. Hopefully by the time I get around to building a new PC, that'll have changed. Only time will tell.
I don't know. I'm actually surprised, like, when I upgraded my CPU, how many frames I got increased. Because my CPU is holding me back on any games that the GPU was able to keep up super easy. My CPU just couldn't keep up on the frame count. Now I can get, like, Deep Rock, I think I would cap at like 110 frames a second. Now I can get up to 300. So it was just a small little change helped. Also, I render 4K video way faster than I used to. So.
It is good.
I don't know what to exactly have her head do here, so I'm thinking I'm gonna try a couple things and see how it turns out. Okay, that worked. Her body is fine as it is. This one is where I'm I need to probably.
I feel like they should have done at least one episode where Rarity didn't have her eyeliner on. They're like, who are you?
I would think that it would. Well, no. Her eyeliner was a unique color from the white, but I think I think I've seen it for others too, where they kind of have some kind of color, but I don't think she'll ever would, because it's part of her character. Why would you change it?
Just her waking up first thing in the morning, or just getting out of the shower.
Nope, she already has it on. She's ready for the day.
It's permanent. She had it tattooed on there. It's pretty extreme. But I think I've actually heard of people doing that before. Like tattooing their makeup on.
Oh, no. That's bad. And no, I think that would be very noticeable. Tattoos fade over time.
Yeah. But think about it. You never have to put on like your eyeliner or your blush. Because it's just tattooed to your face.
That sounds like a very Michael thing.
Like, you want a fake mustache every day of your life? Well, we can help with that. Just tattoo some eyebrows on your face. Nothing but good ideas. That would hurt, tattooing like lipstick. Oof. Probably did be done. Yeah, I think I've heard of it happening. Oh, you've known a few. I haven't known anybody who done it, but I've heard of it.
Darling, darling, darling. Darling.
I mean, if you're absolutely positive that's always the shade of lipstick you want or always the shade of eyeliner you want, tattoo it to your face. Carry meme? Oh. Mimi.
Remember Mimi? I think, yeah, Mimi Bobek.
Yes, I remember Mimi. That was an excellent character.
She was great. She was a fun character.
Looks like they had her on The Price is Right. Something.
Probably, because she was, yeah, or probably something it looked like.
Maybe.
But,
No, it says she's reprising the role there.
oh, okay.
Yeah, reprising.
But no,
the
she was glorious in that. That
It was a
character
fun
was so
show.
much fun.
Darling, darling.
The Drew Carey show was a fun show. I'm sure it's one of those things where we're old and we
Her mom
remember
tattooed
it.
on his skin. I say it's bad enough for her. Oh, okay, that kind of makes sense. Permanent eyeliner, permanent. Yeah. But thank you, Warhorse. Well, hello there. Hello. Thank you for the resub, General Kenobi. Yes.
Darling, darling, darling. Darling, darling, darling. Darling.
I've thought about a tattoo.
And then,
Darling. Darling, darling.
And then what? What do you mean?
Darling.
and then you didn't.
Well, like, you know this. I have a giant scar on my chest, and I've thought about having that tattooed up. Because what other way am I ever gonna not have that scar, right?
It's love scars.
Darling.
Medical ones.
Darling, darling.
It's been a thought.
Yeah,
that's
but
crossed my
you
mind a
say
few
that
times.
a man came at you with a knife.
just cut.
Yeah, just cut it right
line
open.
down the center of my chest.
First they drugged me.
Darling.
Is this true? No, but I could see me doing something like that for that reason. I just wouldn't know what to get.
Derpy.
Yes, just a giant derby tattooed across my chest. I'm sure I could find somebody to do it. I've seen some bronies.
Just
with
have her look.
ponies.
It points at scar and says, "I don't know what went wrong."
It doesn't even cover up the scar. It just brings more attention to it.
Darling.
Sounds like an excellent idea. Well, hello, Warhorse. The animation is going pretty good. We got 2 horses. They are both cute.
Yep. I've got the most of the animation done for these ones.
Darling. Apples, apples. Darling, darling, darling. Apples, apples.
I might actually hold that shot for a couple extra seconds.
Just
Apples,
really like that smirk.
I like the
It's pretty
smirk.
good. It is a good smirk. Got hiccups.
Apples.
I'm gonna have to just blend the end of this one a little. It seemed a little quick when I saw it.
Apples.
I feel like the
Apples,
only
apples.
thing that keeps me from
Apples, apples.
the one thing that would end up with me a tattoo there
Apples,
would probably
apples.
be me out drinking and then
Apples,
be some.
apples.
It would just take one person to be like, "Hey, you should get that tattoo." Probably would.
Apples, apples.
Actually, you would have to imagine that's a pretty good feeling for a lot of tattoo artists
Apples,
to help
apples.
people with stuff like that.
Apples. Apples, apples. Apples. Done.
Add a little bit of the.
Good night, charging.
Rod, how you? Have a good night. Still keeping the exaggerated mouth movements. No, I turned hers down a little bit.
Apples, apples.
I have it.
Apples, apples.
I start that way, but then I also have her jaw twist a bunch, because I wanted to have her.
Apples, apples.
I don't know.
Apples, apples.
I wanted to have it be a little more personality.
Apples.
So, like having a kind of a cheeky look.
Yeah, I like that look. Good look.
So,
Apples, apples. Darling, darling. Apples,
Definitely
apples.
gonna be a screenshot on a lot
Darling,
of
darling,
like,
darling.
or just of that smirk. Oh, good.
But yeah, that's a different quote too, because where's the other one? Oh, I got rid of it, but
Apples, apples.
the different apples.
Apples, apples. Apples, apples. Apples, apples.
Apples,
Apples, apples. Apples, 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 apples,
I think she's saying asses apples.
apples, apples,
Okay, it's the,
apples, 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 apples.
So cute. And that little nose, I love it. So cute. But her, she knows what's up. She knows about the.
also, we added a gravestone for
Yes. They started burying her and then they got tired.
yeah, it's just got lazy. So we're gonna leave that in there on render, which is great because it's not actually in the shot, so it just pops up. Somebody was very busy in those couple seconds.
Darling, darling, darling.
Better things to do
Apples,
than bury that little filly.
Apples, apples. Apples, apples.
I think that was the apples I was gonna use for,
Apples, apples.
yeah, that was
That
gonna be
is
the one.
that is an aggressive apple.
Well, this is what she's gonna use here.
Apples, apples.
Apples.
Apples, apples.
Yeah.
Darling, darling, darling.
Nice Easter egg. Someone's brought up about it, and I just thought it'd be funny to throw it down there. But no, some of the exaggerated emotions I'm reducing, but it's easier to reduce from a high point than it is to add to a low point. So I just had that
Darling.
here with Rarity at the end of this motion.
Darling, darling.
I didn't like how she was standing, but as soon as I pulled it back, now it's actually exactly where I want her. So.
Darling, darling.
I do want to have her eyes be a little bit more exaggerated here.
Darling, darling. Darling.
I'm going to move her eyes ever so slightly up for this little bit at the beginning. It's a little eye bounce, just enough to cause like one little tick of motion can add a lot. Come on, no.
Darling. Darling. Darling.
It makes it look like the eye is following the eyelid, which is what your eye does, so anything to make it work.
I feel like
Darling,
those horses
darling.
have to be able to just see into the cosmos.
Darling, darling, darling.
Big eyeball they
Darling,
have.
darling, darling. Darling.
Remember that in Centaur War where they were watching the show from the sky? One thing.
Darling, darling, darling. Darling.
Some good eyesight.
Darling, darling, darling. Darling, darling, darling.
I'd be worried about having eyes that big. Because anything coming at your face is just gonna hit you in the.
Darling,
I think they have very durable
darling,
eyes.
darling. Darling, darling, 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 darling. Darling, darling. Darling, darling. Darling. Darling, 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 darling. Darling, darling, darling.
Only if I have her head turned around. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Darling, darling, darling. Darling,
think-
darling, darling.
I think that kind of
Darling,
works.
darling, darling. Darling, darling, darling. Darling, darling, darling. Darling.
Make sure the timer works on slow. Okay,
Darling, darling, darling.
perfect. Because the timing I hear when playing and the timing I hear when I scrub are different. When a scrub time is real time. So,
Darling. Darling.
I think I can call that good. The only thing I need to worry about now is background. So if I go back to this shot, and I'm just going to copy all the buildings back to this shot, and and then there's a couple of the lights from this shot. Oh, this is the skylight. I need that one. I need that one. That group. I don't think I can get rid of this group yet. Yeah, that's a broken group. Okay, is there any differences between these two? Oh, skybox itself.
Yeah.
Apples, apples. Darling.
She's the apple superposition.
Appleception.
I was gonna zoom in on that, but I can't. So
Double snoot
if
power.
I go to zoom in, it changed.
Oh, that's cute. You made a video that's just ponies pooping and Her snoot, it's very cute. It's a very cute snoot. Brady's just watching. She's like, that's what I came here for. Is it gonna explode?
Becoming one with the universe.
Oh, she's out.
Darling, darling, darling.
But I don't think so. No, the grass is fine. If I remove the actors on this one. So, okay.
Wonderful.
I'll keep it. I think. Where'd they go? She's like, haha. You're not going to fool me. I know you have apples.
No, they're all her apples.
She doesn't have apples. No grommets. Don't have any apples.
Apples, apples.
It's like Applejack goes to sell apples every day, and then she eats all the apples,
Darling,
and then has to
darling,
do odd
darling.
jobs to make the money back.
Apples, apples.
Applejack's late.
Okay, so
Darling,
yeah, I think I can mark this one good.
darling. Apples, apples.
Applejack.
Apples, apples. Apples,
One thing that's kind of worrying me is I think this, yeah, it's part of a larger one.
apples, apples. Apples, apples. Apples, apples.
Hmm. I'm gonna see if I can remove the S portion
The S portion
Yeah.
of apples? But there's S.
Apples, apples, apples. Apples, 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 apples. Apples, 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 apples,
Didn't
apples.
change that at all.
I like how it's apples, 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 apples.
Is
Apples, apples, apples. Apples, apples, apples.
and apples.
Apples, apples, apples. Apples, apples, apples. Apples, apples, apples. Apples, apples.
Oh,
Apples, apples, apples. Apples, apples. Apples, apples, apples.
this is the one I
Apples,
used,
apples,
right?
apples.
Apples, apples.
Sounds like it.
Apples, apples, apples. Apples, apples.
Okay, so I think this one's gone. And it would be this one I don't want.
Apples, apples, apples. Apples, apples.
No, so S. This is an S.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see if I can reduce it. Because it's not the S, the apples. I want to remove the S because this is merging into the next apples. Much.
Apples, apples, apples.
So what if we... Bet you this... Fun.
Apples, apples, apples. Apples, apples. Apples, apples. Apples.
Makes it a little hollow there. Yeah, I think getting rid of it would be tough. I was hoping it was going to be a darker bit, but if I just darken that...
Apples, 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 apples,
So this is where apple starts.
apples, apples.
So I don't care about this portion. Right here, I think.
Apples, apples.
Yeah, that actually sounds better now.
Apples, 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 apples.
Yeah, now she's not saying Zapples at the beginning.
Zapples?
Because she was having the S from the previous one
Yeah.
merge in.
Apples,
so,
apples, apples.
So instead of saying apples, apples, she was saying Zapples, apples.
Oh.
Zapples, apples.
Zapples, apples?
Because I couldn't get close enough. But if I reduce the S a little bit here,
Just at the beginning?
Apples, apples.
yeah, because this is the S. This is, if I even select that portion here, because this is where the S in the human or any one language comes in. So that sounds better. I don't know if I can actually.
But where's the baby in the ultrasound?
Hmm?
Where's the baby at in that ultrasound we're looking
It's the apples.
at? Apples. This is where apples comes from.
I'm gonna see if I can use it. Oh wait, no, I can just load that in Audacity then. It's goofy. I've never had Audition work for me. What does the yellow red thing mean representing sounds? Oh, it's density. So it's like a heat map. So it's saying that yellow is the most intense sound, and then blue, and it goes from yellow down to red to purple to blue to black, and it starts from, this is spectrograph, so it's the lowest volume. So this is your really deep sounds, and then these are your high pitched sounds, and all those together make up a voice. So normally your voice has a resonance, and that's why you can kind of see like a nice clear voice will. If I were to get the ones that have that like kind of breathy voice sound to it, you'd probably have less defined ones on this.
He's talking about me.
No, I'm talking about like from the AI, when it sometimes sounds like whistly, or like there's a breath in there, like
when
they're
it sound
pushing-
like they're raspy or dying.
No, raspy is actually a straight line that goes through here.
Yeah.
Because when you hit that like wheeze, a wheeze actually hits a specific pitch and it wanders around.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting to watch. But there's certain words from doing podcast editing that I can identify just by their waveform. It's really like the word "like." I actually know what that looks like because we say it a lot. So I can actually go through and identify where a like is, and I can, and like, if we're like there, if I'm trying to have too much redundancy in conversation, the audio version, I will trim parts down so that I can save like 5-10 minutes for people listening to just us saying type stuff. But anyways, in here, this is where S is, and so that's where I knew I could maybe reduce it. So even here, so you can hear the S and the apples, but if I reduce this by a bunch, you don't, that S is now no longer pronounced. So okay, let's export apples fixed. Don't remember if I loaded the library here, so.
Me too. You want apples, apples.
Okay. This should be about the same as this one. Gotta get the same. Oh, it did load the other library. Well, you can dissect a voice. Yeah, actually, I do that for podcast. If say for instance, there's somebody makes a really loud bump noise, that will usually pop up on the bottom here, at the very, very bottom. Human voice normally doesn't really hit this low. So if you suddenly get like a boom noise, I can go in here and go like this and I can remove it. Or if I've had it before where I went to remove somebody saying something and they ended on an S and it was something that was not needed. It was like them repeating something or not starting a sentence and never finishing it. I can go to that, remove that S portion so that it doesn't cross into the next person's word. So I do a little bit of editing for the podcast stuff.
Just a little.
I did save it right before. I want to go back to doing a little heavier editing on it, but it just takes a lot of time to go through everything. So I've been half-assing it lately by doing a quicker version, but it doesn't sound as good. So. But it comes in handy knowing this stuff. If you have a siren that goes through, like, say, you're recording and an ambulance goes by and you can hear it in the background, normally those are such a very specific frequency that you can identify, because you don't have to do like this. You can actually go and select any weird one you want and say reduce that, so or increase it however you want. So you could technically draw a voice, just be near impossible to do.
Me too. You apples, apples,
So addition's pretty powerful.
apples, apples,
Velocity.
apples, apples, apples.
Ooh, got the
Apples,
stupid.
One is not.
And 12
Apples,
minutes to
apples,
spare.
Oh, you know what? I didn't.
Apples,
I cut off too much from the beginning here. I have to. I forgot, because this technically merges into the next one too. Same reason that I had problems with the other one. Over here. So this word starts right here. I'm gonna just select this portion right here. Down again.
apples, 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 apples.
But now I can see down here that the A is starting to kick in. I'm just going to turn this portion down at the edge, and this is a little bit messy here.
Apples, 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 apples.
Now I only hear the S.
Apples, apples, apples.
Okay, now that sounds good. Okay, now let's try that again.
Yes.
And just refresh audio. How can you draw a voice? Well, technically, I could select. You can use this tool to say like this frequency right here and this frequency right here. You can like select the ones that you want. So let's say like right here, I wanted here, 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 and here, and then I could literally make noise from it. All these a voice is a mixture of a infinite frequency essentially, and changing how much of any specific frequency are you utilizing. I need to close this. I didn't like seeing Mimi every time I alt tab. And I'll get to the stupid face in 1 second. So I want to get this audio thing figured out first. Oh, not figured out. This should just be loaded in and be done. But it should sound much better than the other one. I did save.
I'm doing my dance to stay awake. This is my stay awake Michael dance. Look at me go.
Apple, apple.
And I gotta extend this a little bit because... Oh. I'll load the new one.
And it crashed again. Okay. You seem sad.
File just... Yeah, it might be because...
Apples.
Where's Wave? Sure. Okay. That down. We're gonna load this up. And we're going to... do a couple just steps. First, there are 3 steps. We're gonna delete this one. Save. Close. Then we're going to reopen it again. It might be that it was maintaining a cached version of it or something, so I want to delete it, close it, reopen it, so it's not cached anymore. Unless you guys are editing a 4-minute video. The audio sync was driving me up the wall. If it's SFM, scrub it. Like hold control and just move slowly over the line, because that is the real time, not what you're hearing. Anything you hear when you hit play is not real time. Unless you're rendering it out direct to MP4, then by doing the sequences.
Why did I say Gordon Freeman? This is just named Gordon Freeman?
No, there was a thing that I had apparently is trying to say it wants to unsub it, but I try to say no until I know it's... That did...
Apples, apples.
Oh, there we go. Okay, it did fix. Now it's fine.
Apples, apples. Apples, apples. Apples, apples. Apples, apples.
Yeah, now it sounds cleaner.
Apples, apples.
Doesn't say sapples at the beginning, so...
Apples.
What was that ding? Oh, probably some random click thing. I'm not sure. So, there's so many errors that pop up in SFM, and I'm just so programmed to just click them away that without reading them that I don't even know or recognize that they pop up. When I go through editing time lapses, I have it pop up a lot where, say you have a camera like this and you go to move it, it'll give you this saying you're trying to manipulate something within this window and to move to the motion under graph editor. That pops up so many times, and when I go to do time lapses, I will see that pop up probably 150 times, and I edit it out every single time because it's, when you're watching something that's running that fast, it's having these flashes of menus constantly pop up. It's super distracting. So that time lapses took forever. I had one I started for the 8-hour make my way down the Milky Way video, and I never finished it. I'm mostly done with it too.
What is it?
Making my way down the Milky Way. I made a time lapse for it because it only took 8 hours to make, so a time lapse would have been like 40 minutes, but I didn't make one. Anyways, there's a stupid face. You know what we're gonna do? Back to
Add derpy. Yay!
Oh,
added
that down.
derpies. Action derpy.
the wrong one too.
I'm making my way down.
Oh no, it was this one. I didn't realize it was in this one. Okay, got them.
Oh, yes. He's throwing his wife off the building. As one
actually,
does.
I had loaded the audio library, so I have to load the model library. Apples. Snapples.
Apples.
I used to drink Snapple all the time.
It's
It
so
was good.
sugary.
Well,
But their apple juice was amazing.
compared to like some different juices, it just tasted better.
It
like
did.
I don't know. I did like Snapple. If it tastes a little bit more watery in a way, but not in a bad way.
Their apple juice was, you can't compare it to anything else. Like, it's totally just chock full of preservatives and artificial flavoring.
Well,
But
that's
it's
your
like,
favorite.
yes, but like, it's so good. It tastes like biting into like a good apple, but better. If like apples were really good, that's what Snapple tastes like. Like what food you imagine food rather than what it actually tastes like. Then again, like, I don't know, like the whole thing I always hear about bananas is like bananas actually used to taste really, 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 really good. And then we just like,
No, 'cause it
killed
was a
them.
whole different banana. We didn't kill
Yeah.
them. A disease did.
you know, depends on the type of apple horse. I don't want to eat any Red Delicious. And honestly, Granny Smith's only good if you're putting it in like a dessert. But a Fuji or a Gala apple, that's pretty good bites. Or those Honey Crisps. I think those Honey Crisps probably have an above average sugar content for an apple. They are tasty.
Par-delà le temps, la menace grandit. Si loin dans le silence, on entend ses cris. Par-delà les terres, son nom fait frémir. Préparez,
Darling,
le néant arrive.
I don't like the derpies down there. He needs to move. Gala apples are good, and Fuji apples and Gala apples are very, very similar to me. I'm sure some people can pick up some like subtle notes of difference, but they taste very similar to me. Have you ever had a grapple?
No.
It's where they take a bunch of apples, and I think they're either Fuji or Gala apples, and I used to think it was like a crossbreed. Grapples, yeah. I used to think it was like a crossbreed between grapes and apples, like one of those crazy scientific nonsense things. But all it is it's like Fuji or Gala apples, and they soak them in grape juice for like a really long time. And then you can buy like 4 to a pack. So you basically have apples that kind of taste like grapes. Derpy, no. No derpy. There's so many derpies down there already. Yeah, the 2 derpies that are looking each other's faces. Oh, that's good to hear. Oh, yeah. So don't you want apples that have been soaked in grape juice? Pretty mediocre. If I could eat an apple that tasted exactly like a grape, that would be a pretty amazing apple, in my opinion. I suspect we're gonna have a lot of really weird food in the future because we're just gonna start like genetically splicing like pineapples and parrot together, and we're gonna have like a pineapple parrot, and we're gonna eat it. It'll be the first pineapple to talk to us.
Hey, Michael, so
Yeah.
this is you. This is Derpy.
Yeah, she's looking up. She's very happy. I like how happy she is.
And this is the boop bomb.
The boop bomb.
This is Boops. This is you.
Okay.
This is Boops. Okay.
Okay, so it's gonna like be very nice to her.
Okay. So we're gonna.
She's looking up. She's ready for boops.
Darling, darling, darling.
I'll get that boops. No. No, those boops were violent. That could be a short right there. It's just him throwing that bomb and landing on dirt.
I gotta set it to
That's so
a little
mean.
bit earlier.
Mother, I crave violence. I'm watching in the other one with just what's going on behind her, and Derpy's just looking up, and she's like, "What's that up there?"
This is if you went to Equestria, you're dropping them boop bombs.
Oops.
And that's how Fallout Equestria started.
Bombing Derpy.
Mother, I crave violence. I am back in Is it Pony holding a bomb boops on top of Town Hall. Why not?
The boop bomb.
There,
Boop.
yes, it's the boops.
She's okay. Fine. Look how I like how happy she is. Looking up, and she's like, "Oh, I'm ready for the."
What were those?
What are those? Pineapples, strawberries are spliced already. Pine berries are so good. I believe it. Doing lots of weird things these days. I feel like they'll only get weird. I imagine we're not too far off from basically just being able to create things that don't even exist. Like, not even spliced things. Like, we took the very basics of the genetic of what a fruit is, added some stuff, and we tasted it.
Acid? Maybe looking for.
I've animated 2D ponies before, but it's been a long time. It was pretty much only a bird. Watch YouTube tutorials is about the only good advice I can give.
Tips for 2D animating. It's really not too much different than 3D. It's
very different.
the big. Well, no. What for tips? It's not all that different. The main thing is patience, and that's the problem. Is that's actually the hardest thing. So it's something that's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of time, and if you really want to get into it, you just have to be ready to take that time.
A lot of different ways to animate 2D as well. Like there's puppets and there's hand drawn, and there's like.
But really, no matter what type of animating you do, anything you do is going to be a skill to learn. I've learned a lot of things in doing 3D that translate pretty easily and directly to 2D and vice versa. So doesn't matter.
Trying to spell out boots.
I'm getting it to spell out boot.
Yes, that is true. You can see some of Argo's amazing 2D pony animations when you donate 500 bits.
Oh yeah, I do.
Burpees.
I have done some 2D before. It's really bad.
It's amazing. And anytime I draw ponies, I color outside the lines because I think it adds a little bit of flair to it.
Maybe the way I did this is get harder to size out, but sure. Oh no, it did work out that way.
Oops. Like how you're like, a texture would take too long. I'm just gonna do this all,
Actually, it would.
all in 3D.
It would have taken too. But I was trying to figure out find my other text. There's another text that I actually like using. This is
Works.
not quite the same. Oh,
Yay,
thank you,
derpy.
Spike. Yeah, there's my amazing 2D animation.
Derpy.
Thank you very much, Spike, for an example.
It's amazing.
But that was the first time I've ever done that type of animating in Photoshop, so I think it turned out pretty good.
It's amazing. He will accept his Emmy nomination right now. Demand it. Oh, the boops are falling off.
No, lock onto. Oh, that's the particle I locked.
Any more
to.
derp? I'll have that other derp. The derp.
Oh. Oh, it's the bomb. Oh, We're gonna lock to object instead. Not gonna work otherwise. The scaling's gonna break. Well, thank you. Well, thank you for the other derp.
All the derpies.
HORS, thank you very much. Oh, amazing. It's not amazing.
It's
stupid, but that's what
amazing.
I didn't want it to be amazing. I was trying to make it stupid. I spent like
Amazing.
6 hours making that too because I didn't have a puppet. I had to make that puppet. So, and I didn't even know how to.
Disturbing
Okay, I
puppet.
didn't make a puppet. It was just multiple layers, and I just rotated them on
Look,
anchors.
you use all the animation skills
Uh-oh.
of everyone working on the South Park show. You'd be proud.
That's the wrong bone. I did the right bone. And now we got the boop
Boops
bomb
on there.
Oops.
That should be it too. You should have like a single frame.
As you can see, Derby back here.
I know. Poor Derby. He's fine. He's just, no. Ray just looks like, what was that? Did anybody else feel a breeze? It's just devastation. What are you doing? I'm afraid. Oh no.
Better.
Derby. I didn't. Right, he's like, please, darling. Your butt out of my. She's doing flips. She's so happy. She got booped so hard.
Boop so hard and got so far. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to lie to know it all.
He's so happy though.
This just comes like coming in.
Like, hi.
This is
And that little boop, she got boop. Tip of her nose gets boop. Boop.
Okay.
Boop into the screen.
Those there, but we need to put them in that group. What the fuck? Okay. No, I didn't break anything in here.
It's not as good when there's not a derpy exploding towards the screen.
Darling, darling, darling. Darling, darling, darling. Darling, darling, darling. Apples, apples. Apples, apples. Darling, darling, darling. Darling, darling, darling.
Like a little bit of a fuzz in that one in the background. I might see if I can poke at that to get rid of it. It's a very consistent noise, and so I should be able to actually spot it. So I might poke at that later. Boop to infinity and beyond. Yes.
Yes.
The mega boop.
Much boom.
Top-notch transition. Yeah, we just put that like here. Just this is the video, right? Yeah. Okay. So this is just the video.
Darling. Darling. Apples, apples. Darling, darling, darling. Apples, apples. Darling, darling, darling. Bucks?
Books.
Books.
Bucks? 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 Bucks?
Derps. So cute.
Then it's like, but how did the Debbie come to form?
And she's
She came to form. Her Horcrux is the boop bomb.
the mad look on the Shining's face.
Darling, darling, darling.
Okay. Anyway, that was fun. We're
It
done
is.
for today. It's past 9
It is.
my time. So yeah,
Time for
good.
naps.
We'll be back on Sunday. We're gonna be doing some gaming. We're planning on doing Sea of Thieves. So gonna come
Yes.
watch us get drunk and
Arg.
steer ships into each other. Actually,
Yeah.
we did that last time.
It's fun.
Yeah, it was fun. But
Hey,
no.
meet me again.
Yeah, no. All right, so let me check see who else is on. But otherwise, thanks for hanging out. And
Jay.
Oh
Jay
yeah,
is
it's
on.
just Jay playing Osu. What is that?
I think I've heard.
I'm actually not sure.
Anime music extravaganza.
Oh god, I don't know about that. And plus, he streams on YouTube anyway. But it's an ad playing, so I don't. When you guys don't need to see ads, especially not when it's not actually helping on their side. Yeah, they're just watching anime music videos. That's
Nah,
not even. It's not even Pony.
What?
Oh, it's like an interactive thing.
Yeah. I think is it? Yeah, he's basically mouse clicking. I thought. Oh yeah, I remember seeing Dex play this.
Okay. Well, that's not Pony. So
It's not.
So, anyways, thank you guys for hanging out. We'll see you Sunday. Next week should be normal. I don't think. Yeah, next week should be Tuesday and Friday is normal. So going that forward. So
Yes.
see you guys later.
See you later, Kitty.
Have Kitty. Where's Kitty? There's Kitty.
Good. I need Kitty. I don't come here for any other reason.
And Kitty?
Yep, just for Kitty.
Well, you stood around.
Meow.
Kitty is always at just about 9 o'clock, and you sit around the whole time just
Yeah,
for Cat.
I'm waiting for Cat. It's like when you sit out in the tent, like the day before the concert, so that you make sure you get a good seat.
Well, thank you for the cheers to Spike, Shoe, Nolan, Voids, Redbird, and Warhorse. Thanks for being a mod, Warhorse. Nothing happened today. That's good, but you popped up.
It's good.
And thank you for the follows to Envy Elf Gaming and David Davey Dave. That's fun to say. And thank you for the resubs for Nolan, Hot Rod, and Warhorse. Very much. So we'll talk to you guys next week.
Until next
Sunday
time.
next week.
Sunday. Yes, there is a Sunday next week.
But no, is Sunday considered next week?
Yes.
I would consider
by
it
my
not.
standards.
To me, week starts on Monday.
Wait. Oh no. Next. Yeah. No. Yeah. That's. You're right. I agree.
Okay. Kitty meow.
Sunday happens every week.